time the Raiders had to play both Super Bowl teams back to back.
So do you think the Raiders have a chance? I don't, but we'll see. They surprised me. Against a better defense last week, they played really well. Chiefs defense ain't good. So
I'm just wondering about the quarterback. Was last week real or not?
old Mr. Stidham.
That's all I want to know.
Did he just catch the 49ers by surprise, or is he legit? My phone. I didn't think I'd be streaming this game, but at the last second, right when the game was about to start, I got a feeling I should stream this. Because I didn't stream Colts Vikings, and you saw what happened in that fucking game. So I should have done y'all a favor and not stream it, because if I don't stream it, it'll be a great game. I didn't stream Steelers Ravens. I actually went to bed and DVR'd it and watched it the next morning commercial free, which was great. I was like, hey, this is a good game. Hate I didn't stream it. But I was tired, so. Ain't nobody gonna come watch this. Nobody thought I'd stream this. Well, surprise, motherfucker. I'm here. I got my drums / mic stand sitting next to me. Tomorrow we're going to do Browns, Steelers, and Packers Lions. Is your mom not going to pay for Sling anymore?
I don't guess so.
Boo. We could use Red Zone tomorrow to keep up with that Dolphins game. What's up, Michael? Why am I streaming this? I don't know. Just had a hunch. So I guess we're streaming both games today. I didn't plan on that originally. Just had the best cookout cheddar bites I've ever had in my fucking life, though. They were magical. I said tomorrow we'll do Brown Steelers.
Never forget.
3 touchdowns, 5 attempts, 1 yard. Tomorrow, Brown Steelers, and we'll try to keep up with the Jets, Dolphins, and Bills Patriots going on at the same time because Dylan's a Steelers fan.
Yes.
And then we'll do Packers
We
Lions.
have a chance.
I got
Save the winning season.
I got no reason to stream at 4:30. The Eagles are going to blow the Giants' backups out. Cowboys are going to beat the Commanders no matter what happens. There's nothing to stream really for 4:30, so I'll take a chance on skip that. You took the Raiders plus. He took the Raiders to cover. After last week, I see why.
Oh, cover, yeah.
Yeah, +9. After last week, I see why the 49ers defense is way better than Kansas City's. So
the problem is the Raiders defense.
So if the Chiefs lose this game, what are the implications? Because I'm actually still confused about the whole fucking Bengals and Bills thing. So I'm just a little confused.
If they lose and the Bills win, I think the Bills outright get the 1 seed.
Okay.
Who won this game earlier in the year?
Chiefs.
Chiefs beat the Bills?
No. The Bills beat the Chiefs.
The Bills beat. There you go.
Okay, so if the Bills beat the Patriots and the Chiefs lose today, the Bills just flat out get the 1 seed. The Bengals got fucked by karma. I don't know if it was a karma or God or... Remember I said Monday night during the first quarter, I said this is one of those butterfly effect games that's going to change everything based on who wins this. I had no idea just how right I was. I was right about that, but it wasn't because of who won or lost the game. So because the Chiefs have something to play for, here we are. Tomorrow I'm doing Steelers-Browns, and the Browns ain't got anything to play for, so might as well do this one too.
They got to play to keep the Steelers out of the playoffs and to kill their winning season.
We streamed the first Chiefs-Raiders game this year, that wacky Monday night game where Carr threw the ball up on 4th and 1. It was hitting the ground. I try to remember the scenario. It was like nobody was there, but he missed Adams, who was wide open, if I'm not mistaken. It was a close game earlier this year when they played.
Kansas City Chiefs will start 1st and 10 from their own.
That guy's dog is really cute.
We're going to settle into a football game, but it's going to take a little while.
Over 5,000 yards.
Anxiousness surrounding this first snap from scrimmage, first series, and so on.
I don't know what that dog's name is.
He's cute, whoever he is.
Arthur.
Pacheco.
Straight handoff, straight ahead. The rookie Isaiah Pacheco. Left out by Tyler Hall.
Let me guess, my shit ain't going to refresh today. Like during the Seahawks 49ers game a few weeks back.
What appears to be an MVP type campaign. He's obviously in the running.
Yeah, for the entire last half of the season, it wouldn't
Leads the
refresh.
NFL
Until like
touchdown
3/4 of the way through the
passing
race.
Over under 52. Over. I think it's gonna go over that.
Chiefs have to play hard.
There's Mahomes to throw.
And up top, wide open. Watson
Justin Watson.
run out of bounds inside the 10. First and goal, Chiefs. Oh, look, it's changing.
Is at the 4.
This is something who the Chiefs have become offensively this year. It's multiple tight ends on the field.
Unpopular opinion. I like Dan Orlovsky.
He's got soft coverage. Patrick sees the corner sit behind him.
A lot of people seem to shit on Orlovsky. Then again, I like Collinsworth too, so don't listen to me.
Yeah, look, if you're a quarterback of Meek Robertson, you have to understand that this team will push the ball down the field as well as anyone.
First and goal.
Outside third, get a little field safety coverage. You've got to get deep.
First and goal. Mahomes.
Kelsey, wow. Gang tackled. Looked like the Ravens playing me just now.
Except he's stopped for a
That
loss.
ref said give him his fucking helmet back. You see that? Crosby was about to walk away with Kelsey's helmet. That ref said give that shit back.
The average pass for Patrick Mahomes traveling 7.1 air yards, which is the shortest of his career. He's been getting a lot of benefit on run after the
You know, last season we streamed a lot of Raiders games. This year, not nearly as many.
in a heartbeat. You can
Raiders were nonstop entertainment last year.
I thought we were going to ease into the game. Kansas City's
What team
longest
do you
play
think
from
is
scrimmage this year.
Cowboys.
Didn't get the menu. Here's Mahomes now. In
Nope.
trouble. And he'll just throw it away
Third and goal.
to the end zone.
Make a stand inside the 5.
Pressure from Luke Masterson.
How do the Raiders keep grass in a strictly indoor stadium? Do they have one of the little things where they can roll it out like the Cardinals have?
Down in the red zone, in those third and goal, gotta have it situations. Eric Bieniemy, their play caller.
I think the teams I've streamed the most this year are Cowboys and Eagles,
Make a great decision. He's got Travis Kelce, everything
followed
starts
by
there.
Buffalo and Tampa Bay.
Patrick become a big part of the play.
Just a hunch.
Where is 87? Take care of 87.
Third and goal and a flag.
To the right of Mahomes.
Do they have 12 men?
And a flag in the end zone.
12 players on the defensive
Oh my
formation.
God.
Half the distance to the goal. Second
Third and goal from the 3, and the Raiders had 12 men on defense.
Scott Novak, our referee today.
Can't imagine why they're 6 and 10. At least we get to see Darren Waller, Devontae Adams, and Josh Jacobs play today.
Third and goal.
You make a stand here, it's a big win for the Raiders.
Patrick's looking left the whole time.
You have to run it in yourself. Run it in yourself. Oh, he flips it to McKinnon. Touchdown.
To McKinnon.
I was like, commit, commit, commit. And then they thought he was going to commit. And as soon as that defender came down, he
That's
threw
his
it backhanded to
ninth
McKinnon.
Receiving touchdown. Let's check to see where Mahomes was when he released
of
that
Bills.
football.
Yeah.
Ball gets
Bills,
snapped right
Dolphins,
around what the
Bengals,
2.5 yard line. Patrick
Eagles,
escapes to his left and
Cowboys.
he stay behind. Yeah, very clearly behind. Just a fantastic play again. You see it from Patrick. The Raiders are playing zone.
Watch
defense.
this. I'm
He
like, commit,
steps out to his
commit,
left.
commit.
McKinnon does a phenomenal job of staying alive.
Bad you can't
We
do
see
that
it so
on
many times. That
He had the defenders fucked there because if they stay with McKinnon, he is going to run it in.
That's a back spasm this week. Apparently okay to kick and boots it through.
Look, for a team that throws the ball 60% of the time when they're down in the red zone and you're playing zone coverage, you better plaster, which means pick up a guy when Patrick Mahomes breaks the pocket.
What is it with receivers named Watson this year?
By the big play, and Jerick McKinnon continues to produce.
A lot more fun to talk about than quarterbacks named Watson. Am I right? Women of the Houston area that work in the massage business, whatever you would call that business.
Physical therapy.
Physical therapy. I'll be right back. Hey, Ozzy, you're gonna fall off the refrigerator doing that. is the best playoff team that nobody's talking about?
Chargers.
That's exactly what I was going to say. The Chargers have been quietly proving me wrong.
With a receiving
But
touchdown.
the only issue I see with that is they gotta play Jacksonville most likely, and they are very hot.
Jacksonville already beat the shit out of
And
them
they
once.
are hot.
This guy sees it from a
I
quarterback
think
perspective.
Jacksonville is like that
I know he
team
does
that
the
beat the
protections.
undefeated
I know even
Patriots,
if I
where it was
mess
like,
him
why
up,
are
he
y'all
will
just
clean it
gonna
up.
keep
We
winning?
got to be careful, though, because we're talking about the Jaguars and the Packers as if they're already
Either
in.
way, whoever wins
Yeah.
that game wins.
Yeah.
If the Chargers and Jags play, whoever wins that game wins.
I'm really guilty of it with the Packers all week going, man, the Packers about to go on a run. Like, hell, they ain't beat Detroit yet. I better not get ahead of myself. I actually agreed with Skip Bayless for once. Because he said, I think everybody's getting, like, ahead of themselves. Because everybody said, oh, the Packers have got the Lions. No problem. He's like, it's not no problem. The Lions are pretty tough. But everybody just assumes that the Packers have already won it. Kind of like everybody's assuming the Jaguars have already won it.
It depends on which Lions you get. There's two completely different teams.
Bad news, the game's not at Ford Field. So
I think that, I was about to say, I think the problem is you're playing them now.
In his first career NFL start a week ago.
I picked the Packers for my parlay. That's how sure I am. So watch me be proven wrong tomorrow.
49ers, but as has been the case all season for the Raiders.
Oh, Stiddy!
In the end.
Black number 3. He's going to win.
First career start. Obviously getting
He's going to be a 7-time champion. Black number 3.
Let's see what he's got today.
Raiders about to win 7 straight Super Bowls starting next season.
Stidham to throw on first down. Coming across.
Moreau, first down. That was like the laziest.
It was like Dale Sr. out there.
Stidham is the second quarterback since 19.
He needs a red fucking GM Goodwrench line down the side of his pants.
3 touchdowns in his first career start. The other's Mike White of the Jets. What a story.
Mike White, Jarrett Stidham. The future is now.
Not just one big decision every play, but a string of 6 or 7.
Karma or God seems to hate Mike White. He gets hurt every damn game he plays.
Gave him the first down. First down.
I like how he gets hurt, but Zach Wilson and Joe Flacco have got through the season mostly unscathed.
Some would be surprised by that.
There's Josh Jacobs.
I
4
have
yards.
I do have a parlay for the Raiders to cover.
How do you have the league's leading rusher and you're 6 and 10?
That Josh Jacobs has been dealing with some issues with his
That's the
family
Bears
this week. In
with
fact,
Justin
on
Fields.
Tuesday,
Wow.
his
They had a
6-year-old
running
son
back.
Braxton noticed that Josh's father Marty.
I can't wait till the Bears get a good receiver core and Fields
Marty
still
then
sucks.
had heart surgery on
Yeah.
Wednesday. He's recovering in critical care.
I'm sorry, I hate to come off as a hater, but I do not like Justin Fields. He ain't good. He ain't gonna last.
He said, I wanted to be out here
He
playing for my
runs
Pops
neat.
today," and that's exactly what he's doing right now.
The Chiefs were preparing full on.
He's just a better Tyler Huntley.
And so they'll be ready for him today. And the
You
NFL
think he's
rushing
better
leader.
than Tyler Huntley?
So pressure on
Yeah,
the
I've
I'll
seen
give him
Tyler
that.
Huntley throw some
Stid! Stidham first down.
He'll get the line to gain.
You got 9 points to cover.
Pickup of 8.
That's an incredible story that Laura just shared with us about Josh Jacobs and his son. And in many ways, having a tremendous impact on his father. I mean, think about a guy.
Raiders are so. I look in the Raiders huddle and I go, how is this team 6 and 10? With or without Carr or Stidham, I'm like, how are they 6 and 10?
Teams when they play
What an
Pittsburgh are
emotional
6 and
weekend.
9.
I picked the Raiders to make the playoffs before the season started. I had the Raiders over the Chargers making the playoffs. Ooh, Jacobs
I
tackle
didn't
for a
realize
loss.
it until Shannon pointed it out on Undisputed the other day. When they was talking about him benching Derek Carr.
Yeah.
Down Jacobs. Jacobs got a lot
How the
going
Raiders,
on.
since Derek
We
Carr's
also
been
trying
playing
to
for
hold
him,
off
have
Nick
like the
Chubb.
27th ranked total
160 yards
defense.
behind him for that NFL rushing title.
Overall.
Last Raider to win the rushing title. We'll go back to Marcus
Josh
Allen in
Jacobs.
1985.
Yeah, I think Josh Jacobs had a point to prove this year.
Phone's ringing and I'm not answering it.
They're
He's
6
going to be a
and
free
10, Browns
agent.
are 7 and 9.
Once this game
and what are the
concludes here
Titans?
today,
7 and 9.
I'll tell you, the
Yeah.
Kansas City Chiefs know
Huh.
that he has something to
Three
prove. Just
teams
think
that
back to
lead
their
in
first
rushing.
matchup
Was
in
it a
Kansas
passing
City.
league
Josh
now?
Jacobs ran wild that night. And they expect another big game today.
Faking Jacobs.
Run it, Stiddy!
Trying to run out of it.
Oh,
Damn.
takes on the
Good
defender
head.
head on.
Miss.
Is that Hunter?
3rd and 2.
No, Hunter.
He plays for the Saints.
Trent McDuffie brought him down.
They hit my mind instantly.
Starting to think this is why Stidham threw the 49ers off so much. They didn't expect him to run.
Or try to play hard.
Yeah, or make throws on the
I
run.
think he knows this is his job, pretty much.
Till Tom Brady comes and takes it.
He's only going to have it for a year.
Wonder if Tom Brady's sitting home right now watching his future team, studying them.
He should try to bring Mike Evans with him.
Yeah, bring Mike Evans and Brady to fucking
Fournette.
Vegas.
Have a 1-2 punch.
Hunter ran
I think Jacobs is going to go to another team.
Throw.
Up top, Adams. Oh, my God.
That just looked good.
Adams is so good, he catches the ball without even realizing it. That's what that looked like. He looked like, oh, shit, ball's in my chest.
Talk about winning at the line of scrimmage.
Dude,
I
I
mean,
like
this is
this one.
spectacular. Watch the jam happens. That little head
Chiefs'
fake,
defense is suspect.
hands get off, and then the great placement late hands by Gerald. It's the
And what a throw, too. That was a fucking dot.
Read his eyes in his hands. When his eyes get big, well, Devontae has the shield on. You can't read his eyes. And a lot of guys start to get stiff in their hands and start to put them into the catch position. Devontae just flashes them up there.
Stud's beating him with his legs and his arm.
He can do that better than anyone.
Damn,
Devontae
the
Adams,
Bailey
man.
Zappies and Brock Purdy's.
So good. Just waiting on Darren Waller to make a play.
And yet Desmond Ritter sucks. Oh, up top. What do we got? Oh, it was off of Adams' hands. Slightly overthrown.
He had it.
And L'Jarius Sneed's hurt. Oh, no, he's back up. He's back up.
I thought he had it.
I thought this should have been a touchdown. Oh,
Devontae.
Usually one that he makes.
should have been a touchdown.
Decision on the part of Jarrett Stidham. He threw it into
That
double
would've been
coverage. L'Jarius Sneed read that perfectly. Had gotten enough depth on that pylon route. They basically had him bracketed. But when balls are underthrown like this, passes are underthrown like this, receivers have the advantage. I'm shocked that number 17 didn't complete that catch.
Adams already.
Well, I'm glad Brady's going back to the AFC is all I can say.
He's going to a hell of a division.
He's your problem again.
He's
Screened
definitely
Hunter
going to do a
Renfro.
division transfer from a shitty one to a good one.
Third down. Can't settle for a field goal after a drop touchdown. That's devastating.
Josh McDaniels,
He just wants to
in
come
many
and take
ways,
Pat Mahomes
wants this
from him.
quarterback, Jared Stidham, or his quarterback. To
Do you
win.
think Brady's man enough to go to the same division as Herbert and Mahomes?
Okay, I can start with Devontae,
And win the
and then I can
division
move
to
on to a
show
Darren Waller, and then a Hunter Renfro, and even Amir Abdullah at tailback.
They don't
All
have a
these different
defense. Nah,
options,
he
it's
ain't
really
gonna
Brady will elevate the Raiders because he understands.
Top 5 defense
He
in the play.
understands Josh McDaniels' stupid bullshit better than anybody. So, I think Brady's the only quarterback McDaniels can make this work with.
protection at the line of scrimmage by Stidham.
Three to the right.
Sorry, Tim Tebow and Kyle Orton's not coming through that door. Sack! Back to the 35, and that'll be a long field goal.
He's doing a good job holding the ball.
Chris
Yeah.
Jones gets there. 14th sack of the season.
He changed himself.
Try the long field goal.
This is just Chris Jones right
Yeah,
here
but
against
really
Alvin
disappointing.
Bars, and you see the four
That's a win for the
corners
Chiefs.
up in the air and then is able
Where
to
do you
duck
think Derek
underneath
Carr
it,
goes?
get his feet turned toward the quarterback and flatten it
That's
out.
hard for me to say.
But Chris Jones,
Atlanta,
is he entertaining as
maybe?
he is today or
I don't
what?
know. I think
This
Desmond
guy is
Ritter's.
one of the very best.
Ritter
defensive
sucks, though.
I
Nah,
just-
he
I
ain't
think
ready.
there's a question mark there.
I don't know if Ritter's good or not. It's too early to say, but I know he ain't good right now. Ritter's not ready.
Season long is 57.
It's good.
54.
What a kick.
And he sneaks it through.
Well, they got points.
I think the
And
Panthers
so
would
the
be going
Raiders
next try.
Yeah.
settle for 3 and hit the scoreboard after their opening drive.
And then I think about a team like the 49ers with a
Carlson
Derek
for
Carr.
long distance.
Yeah.
Of like, you're not going to go
7-3
there.
early
They're not going to
for Las
sign you.
Vegas.
That would be fun.
Man, them cheese bites were good. That was the best cookout cheese bites I've ever had.
It's like the worst time for Derek Carr to leave the Raiders too, because I would have been all on it.
Tell you one place he ain't going. He ain't going to the Colts. I think the Colts have learned their lesson trying to pick up other people's fucking scraps.
Yeah, like how a couple weeks ago Aaron Rodgers was the favorite to be the next Colts quarterback.
Maybe Carr will go to the Titans or the Falcons
See, I want to say the
or
Titans, but
the Saints or I don't know. It ain't
the
gonna be with the
Bucs,
Raiders.
when Brady leaves the Bucs, maybe they just outright trade him.
Trade Brady for Carr.
Yeah. Brady and Mike Evans for Carr and Josh.
I think it's a safe bet that Jacobs is not going to be back with the Raiders next year for those reasons, Michael. Deep running back class, going to cost too much money.
I think they trade Carr and Josh Jacobs for Brady.
I think Jacobs is just a straight up free agent.
Oh, he is?
I think he's just straight up free agent. Brady's coming. Better get James White in there so he can catch 25 passes a game.
Yeah, they got Renfro, so they got the little
They got Brady's little short white receiver. Yeah.
slot receiver.
They're going to have Devontae Adams.
Not a top 5 defense.
Brady wearing silver and black.
That would suck for me because I like the Raiders.
Yeah, I wouldn't be able to cheer for the
That would
Raiders.
suck for me.
It's going to happen.
I don't know, because I didn't mind the Bucks before Brady went.
The Bucks were so irrelevant, I didn't hate them that much before he went there.
I always felt bad for them because they had good players.
Yeah.
Like Doug Martin, wasted career.
They went 10-6 with Josh Freeman one year and missed the playoffs and finished third in the division behind the Saints and the Falcons. Then there was another year where they went 9-7 with Jameis Winston, missed the playoffs. That was Jameis' second year.
By Goodyear. Again, we're just kicking off this doubleheader Saturday. Final weekend of the NFL's regular season.
Actually, they went like 9-7 2 years in a row and didn't make the playoffs. 15-16.
Very simple for the Titans and the Jags. Win.
Titans-Jags is a playoff game.
Four seed in the
Straight
AFC
up.
South. Joe Troy and Lisa will have the call for that one. A little bit excited in Jacksonville. Team that had the worst record in the NFL. Got a chance to be a division winner.
Hell, Devontae Adams dropped a touchdown, so they settled for 3. They were lucky to get the 3 after the sack, so glass half full or glass half empty.
That we got a chance to view this year, and you knew they weren't far off. They're too talented, too young, and have too good of coaching.
I didn't
to
see
stay
the
out very
Jags
long.
turn around.
No, me neither.
Second opportunity with the football.
I just thought, oh, cool, they're blowing random people
I
out.
thought they'd double their win total. I was like, they'll double their win total. But that's
What
it.
you're going to see reminds me of a young Dan Orlovsky. Do you see yourself in any of these Mahomes
Yeah, he
plays?
moves like an infant, just like I was 35 plus years ago.
And this was earlier this afternoon on that opening drive. Suck the defense up,
You know, it'd be
shovel it
caught.
out across for the touchdown.
He's staring Kelsey. He was staring Kelsey down so hard.
Beyond the 30. Travis Kelce, welcome to the football game. Mahomes told us this week that he and Kelce.
If you're Tampa, you're talking to Jimmy G. Why? Nothing against Jimmy G, but I need somebody who can elevate a team. Maybe Derek Carr would be a better option than Jimmy G.
About his own
And Mike
experience of
Evans
watching
and
it,
Chris Godwin.
and he said he had to go into a room and pray, and then how it felt really special that they were going to be the next snap with their brothers.
Ronald Jones.
Inches.
See if they give him forward progress. First down. It'll be close.
I think the maturation of Patrick Mahomes is so evident when he walks into a room and you talk to him. And I asked him, I said, what's been next for you as far as your evolution as a player? And his answer was great.
If Jimmy G goes to Tampa, their margin for error drastically goes down because as good as Tampa's defense is a lot of the times, when they're bad, they're awful. But they're still good enough to be like a top 5 scoring defense. 3rd and inches. Stuff it, stuff it. Ah.
Give to Kadarius Toney.
Kadarius Toney just barely got that.
Progress. Should have it. Bilal Nichols looks like he brought it down. It's amazing for as good as the Kansas City Chiefs are, right,
Should've had
guys?
it
They're,
easy.
you know, if they're the 1 seed in the AFC, they got some issues. They're like the worst team on 3rd and 1 in the NFL. The worst.
Remember when all those people said
defense
Mahomes
in
would
the
suck
NFL.
without Tyreek Hill? Just wait and see.
13-win team. Remarkable.
As long as they had that guy on your screen, Andy Reid at head coach, and they had
Andy Reid has a lot of AFC West hat and T-shirts in his house.
10 years ago today, the Chiefs hired Andy Reid.
Yeah, but they lost to the Colts. So it's,
Mattias.
it's hard for me to give this team credit. I don't care.
I'd like to remind you all that before Matt Ryan got benched again, he had a higher QBR than Aaron Rodgers. But got benched. I'd just like to remind you all of that.
Their backup sucks.
Eh,
Sam, dude.
Yeah. Matt Ryan got benched with a better QBR than Aaron Rodgers.
They have an answer for just about everything, and it starts with number 15.
And less turnovers than a guy who missed 5 games, a.k.a. Dak Prescott. Oh, boy. Big hole here in the middle of the Raiders defense.
Midfield for Kansas City.
Dorian Gray for the first down. I'm kidding.
Watch how the ball fake onto that bunch that happens. It pulls that defender, and now look at all the space you've created through that screen.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Tampa just rolls a Blaine Gabbert. Michael just pointed out Gabbert's been there forever. Watch him just roll with him. Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised.
Tight end who caught that. What a great second year he has had for Kansas City.
Pick up a 13. Just shy of midfield, first down and 10.
Mahomes standing in there.
God.
Oh, beautifully timed.
That was Scantling.
Beautifully timed.
Ball hung up just a little too long for him
Yeah.
The coverage got there for the Raiders.
He needed to hold down the triangle but not tap it.
Trayvon Merrick as far as overlapping on that deep over route and getting a good break on it and playing it top down, just got there a little bit too early.
John Barry, long distance from Jacksonville.
Yeah, long distance here. When you slow them down like that, they all look like a foul. But the timing is what we call bang bang, not pass interference.
Good no call.
Officials don't get to slow it down live. I understand. Isaiah Pacheco.
And what a run.
Well into Raiders territory.
3rd and 3.
Masterson pick up 7.
Leaves, we talk about this Chiefs offense and how everything revolves around Patrick. I'll tell you, Pacheco changes this offense. He really has the physicality that he runs with. It reminds me a lot of the late, great Marion Barber. Rest in peace. Just
Wow, Marion Barber. I ain't heard that name in a while. Ripperino.
A little bit to that run game as a part of this offense.
Clyde Edwards-Helaire come off IR tomorrow. 3rd and 2.
Kelsey all the way. Kelsey all the way. Wow, the Chiefs are going to go for this. I was going to say Raiders made a stop. Chiefs are absolutely going to go for this. It's 4th and a little less than 3. Well, they're going to punt?
I was about to say, look, the feel and the vibe at that game for Andy Reid right now is probably this is what San Fran went through last week.
This is the classic. This is like Philly Andy Reid pussing out here and not going for this.
He's worried about last week's Raiders. Keep digging into some bullshit.
Keep an eye out for a fake here.
In essence, accidentally kind of helped out on the play. He held out Nate Hobbs, but didn't the bump on him.
Wow, I can't believe they punted there. I'm shocked.
Townsend puts it in the air.
I like it.
Pinned him at the 4.
It will be down at the 4-yard line. The 37.
Anybody else surprised they punted there?
7-3, Kansas City. Raiders' second possession.
You guys just seen the wacky game I had in Madden earlier with all those fucking fumbles I was forcing that kept bouncing back to the Ravens.
Baker Mayfield on the read option.
I wrecked his ass like 3 times.
Yeah, well, that's what they get. What team lets Baker Mayfield run the ball?
Baker might actually wind up playing for the Ravens next year for all we fucking know. Because Lamar ain't going to be back there. Between you guys and me, I know Lamar has an injury, and I know the injury was legitimate. But I think it's pretty clear Lamar's quit on the team now because they pissed him off. Shannon Sharp called that weeks ago. He said, if I'm Lamar, I ain't playing the rest of the year. Fuck y'all. I ain't playing. Even in the playoffs.
I heard him say it when Kyler Murray got hurt. When Kyler got hurt, when they said Lamar should just sit.
So I think Lamar has checked out on the Ravens, and that relationship's gone sour. Why is he not playing tomorrow? I mean, I get it. There was an injury, but surely by now he'd be able to play. It's been over a month. He didn't need surgery or anything.
Well, the coach said he's possible he'll play in the playoffs.
I guess if they get it, well, I mean, they're in the playoffs, but question
yeah, and
is.
it's funny because if the fucking.
And even if they win tomorrow, there's no guarantee they get a home playoff game. Remember, it's a coin flip if the Ravens win tomorrow, whether or not they get a home playoff game.
And it shouldn't be.
It shouldn't be. The Bengals are the Bengals are declared AFC North champions. Do I think Matt Ryan's going to retire? If he was smart, he would. I don't know if he will. Come back to Atlanta. Nah, that ship sailed, so he'll probably retire. Probably. I just don't see anywhere else in the league for Matt to have a starting job. He'd have to be a backup if he wants to keep playing.
This is one of the great rivalries in NFL history that dates back to the AFL, established in 1960. The Chiefs and Raiders, they've traded paint over the years.
The goal remains for Jimmy G to return for the NFC Championship game or the Super Bowl.
They ain't gonna let him play. Brock Purdy's playing too good.
I'll tell you what.
So Shanahan says if the Niners make the Super Bowl, Jimmy G's got a shot to play. They're going to roll with Purdy. They'll roll with Purdy. They'll just like to have they'll have Garoppolo as depth for the Super Bowl if the Niners make it that far. Just added depth. They obviously won't pull Purdy for Garoppolo. Unless Purdy just absolutely falls apart.
I mean, that's the ideal situation that you have on that pick there. Watch how free Juju becomes. Now, Patrick, does he have to hold there for like a blink longer? Absolutely. But in that situation, he is usually so good in the understanding of why making that play call, executes it perfectly by Kelsey. Surprised he doesn't take that shot.
Second and 9 from the 6.
Stidham on a deep drop. Good protection. Wow. He's not touched. I was going to say, he slid under those defenders untouched, got back up, and got some yards. Yeah, he wasn't touched. He was not touched.
They've got him spot on the 26-yard line.
Is that not considered giving yourself up?
this year?
The runner went down on his own. He went down at the 18-yard line. It's a first down.
Yeah, is that not considered giving
Goes a
yourself up?
12-yard gain.
He did go down. You see there, he was just trying to dive
Number
for some extra
77
yardage.
of the offense is
What, did they
reporting
spot the
his
ball at the... Okay, they've left him at the... I would have said, nah, he wasn't touched.
I mean, that's what I think.
Yeah, I don't believe in that giving yourself up bullshit.
Saints to rework Michael Thomas' deal.
Here's how you rework that deal. You
They must
tear
be
it up.
Derek Carr.
That's how you rework the Michael Thomas deal. You tear it up. Oh, boy. Busted play. Sack.
I don't like how he does that.
That was a disaster from the snap. Stidham bumping into Jacobs. That goes as a lost second sack officially. Justin Reed.
Usually these play action protections, when the safety comes, you really
If
want to
KISS
get
does their
that
Vegas
response.
residency
You see the
during
safety
football
come in,
season,
you
I'm
want
going to a
Josh
Raiders
Jacobs
game.
to forget the fake, go get that fourth
But good,
defender
because
off
they
the side.
average the
When it comes
highest
to that
between
pressure,
ticket
you need that
price
extra
and
blocker.
Oh, Jesus.
price.
Well, I wouldn't have to pay for
and
parking.
food.
Sack of the
And I wouldn't buy
If you
food.
average the total cost, the
Can
Raiders
do
are the most
everything. We saw him
expensive.
out there kicking 60-yard field goals. in
Seat geek.
Push back to the 10. On second and 18.
This is a no-win situation now for the Raiders. Just got to take care of the ball and not do anything stupid. And he's letting it fly. Intercepted.
It's intercepted. Ron Thornhill.
Chiefs get it at the Raider 45.
It's like the Raiders, the Chiefs went for it.
And the third
Oh,
He's
hun.
a genius.
season for Ron Thornhill.
Remember when I said this is a no-win situation? Just take care of the ball here, nothing stupid. And then he turns around and does that.
Getting on his landmark,
He risked it for the biscuit.
straight line, break out to the sideline and finish into play.
So they've got a drop touchdown and an interception. You're not going to beat the Chiefs doing that. Arm punt, yeah, but not a very good one. The Chiefs are in Raider territory. Oh, yeah, the XFL schedule came out, baby. Get hype. I literally could never watch XFL or any of those like spring or summer football leagues. So I get burnt out on football. I get burnt out on NASCAR too at the end of the season. After football, all right, let me just watch racing for a while. I'm never going to take the time to watch XFL or anything that's on in the spring. Because first of all, it's not good football like 75 to 85% of the time. It's not fun to watch. And I'm just like, you know what, need a break.
Ooh, there's your chair. Heat, climate, cool.
Well, that'd be nice. This chair's not. Even when I lean forward, this shit's still pressed up against my back. That's why I can lean forward so much now. That looks like Professor Xavier's chair.
Massage.
Or Stephen Hawking's chair.
I bet that's expensive as shit.
Yeah, I wonder how much this shit costs. Let's Google that. How much does the X chair cost? God damn it. X chair or fucking dumb shit. Dylan, this chair can be yours for the low, low price of $1,349.99. Cheapest one is like $450. So yeah, this one was $300, but we didn't pay for it all at once. It paid off over time. The gift that keeps on giving.
Wow, I didn't even realize the Raiders were at home.
You didn't?
No, because there was so
There's
many
a lot of Chiefs fans.
That's what they're talking about. The Arrowhead Stadium 2.0. I didn't even think nothing about them.
The corner, watch Mike Backer, Nick Bolton, then watch the safety. You're going to see depth by the corner because number 2's getting depth. You're going to see Nick Bolton drop back and really cushion on Darren Waller, and then watch Juan Thornhill just get a great break flat to the sideline.
And if you're the quarterback, this moment right here is when you got to hit 2nd and 17. They play the coverage perfectly. Throw your check down to your tailback, which is what they want you to do, and get the 3rd down.
First turnover of the game.
So it's like the
As
Chiefs went
Kansas
for it
City
today.
and Las Vegas
Pretty much.
Patrick
So the punt was a good
Mahomes
call.
across the
Wide open, Juju. You're said sharp say, man, I could outrun Juju. He threw some shade at Juju out of nowhere the other day. But I could outrun
Chiefs are in
Juju.
business, pick up a 28.
Yeah, under center, ball fake, right? Look at these linebackers just fill immediately. That's the difference of this offense. Ball fake. Now they've come up. There's that 2nd level window. Great eyes by Patrick. And those are such easy chunk throws. A big difference in this offense this year. Multiple tight ends, quarterback under center, and then attacking the middle of the field where the coverage
Travis
players
Kelce
are the weakest.
touchdown incoming. Doofer.
The Chiefs, in a lot of ways, are kind of predictable. It's all about Kelce. Yeah, they can burn you with other weapons, kind of like they did there. Kadarius Toney's down to the 1.
On a run play.
Versatility of Kadarius Toney and where you can line him up and all the
no
different things
Tyreek
you can do.
Hill.
Just look at
Oh,
the
that first-round pick the Giants wasted on Tony's really paying off for the Chiefs.
on the 2nd level as far as being able to make
This is
defenders
the
miss
end of the
and
first
run with
quarter.
strength.
Thank you for
This guy
verifying that.
makes this offense, Steve, about as good and as dangerous as it could possibly be, and he's only getting started in this game.
One thing about the Raiders, their stadium looks really cool from the outside. You know, my former co-worker at the other store I worked at, Mike, he went to the Super Bowl, and he went to the Packers-Patriots Super Bowl in '96. And he was like, that's back when you could actually go to the Super Bowl like it was any other game. Before it's like $8,000 for the highest row.
I think a lot of it's just becomes supply and demand.
I'm ready for that Jags-Titans game. I love elimination games. Somebody's heart's going to be brave. I mean, we know neither of those teams are going that far, but Raiders need to revamp their defense. That's been the narrative for like the last 20 years, hasn't it? When Dennis Allen was their head coach, they actually played pretty good defense, but they were shit on offense. That was the Carson Palmer offense. He wasn't that bad, but the Raiders were just bad on offense, but they were pretty good on defense. They hammered the fuck out of Matt Ryan in 2012. We still won the game, but barely. They were hammering the fuck out of us with their defensive line. Why does that trash can look like a droid? Now I want to play Star Wars. I got to re-download that. We're going to play it this week. Jedi Survivor comes out in March. Got to play me some Star Wars. 7-3 Chiefs.
After one quarter here in Las
Good to be
Vegas.
watching a football game again. It feels like it's been an eternity since Monday.
Total yards to pass Drew Brees for the most in a season in NFL history. And again,
How many yards did he need?
all sorts of
Wow.
yardage from scrimmage. Mahomes has 6 yards receiving as well, and that's factored in here too.
It's weird to me that Drew Brees has
Time
that
the second quarter.
It doesn't surprise me.
total yards.
It doesn't surprise me at all.
Had a 66-yard
Tino GTL. Nah, I'm streaming the Jags and Titans later.
afternoon.
We're probably just going to start GTA 3 over sometime this week. First and goal, Kansas City.
Inside the 2, Mahomes out of the gun. Bit of a low snap.
Touchdown, Chiefs.
Ronald Jones. Touchdown.
Rojo touchdown. Remember Ronald Jones? He was a beast for Tampa Bay. What the fuck happened? Yeah.
I think Ronald got hurt, didn't he?
That
Yeah.
offensive line, Dan.
Stayed
That
hurt.
offensive line, Humphrey, Joe
Points
Jr.,
off the takeaway.
left side. They just take the entire front of the Las Vegas Raiders and displace them. by
Suck the
about
air out of that
half
building,
the
even though
yard.
it's mostly Chiefs
It's just a
fans.
walk-in. I mean, this offensive line, especially the interior three, as good as any in football.
Yeah.
And if you're Patrick Mahomes, you're sitting there going, Can I have come into an any better situation than this? Can I be in any better of a situation than this?
There's Harrison Butker for the extra point.
By the way, speaking of Harrison Butker, he's been missing a lot of kicks lately.
4 seconds into the
It's a real bad time of year to start heading south just before the playoffs if you're a kicker. Butker's not been very good lately.
And the Mahomes Magic Show has amazed and astounded NFL audiences since 2017. No different this
The
year.
David Blaine of the NFL.
Mesmerized defense uses wizardry.
Oh, he's like Chris Angel.
5,000
Mind freak.
Of course, Tyreek Hill is long gone. And Mahomes revealed this season he's got new tricks up his sleeves. And lots of different targets. We had a nice visit with Patrick yesterday and asked him about the MVP possibility. He said, you know, I've won the Super Bowl and I've won the MVP also. I prefer the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And then
You know, the playoff game everybody's most excited for is Dallas versus Tampa Bay. Because Dallas is better than Tampa Bay, but you just know Tom Brady's got that devil magic. How's it going to manifest itself this time? I don't know how the Rams overcame it last year. You saw what happened in that game.
As it should have been. It ran through Travis Kelce and then Tyreek Hill. And Patrick even said himself, all the different players that we have now, the tailbacks, the multiple receivers, the tight ends, it's made me a better quarterback because I just get through progressions and trust that those guys and in their matchups are going to win relatively consistently.
Just think of it this way. He has one wide receiver in the wide receiver room that is the same as last year. Everyone else is different. And that player isn't even playing today. That's Mecole Hardman.
Amir Abdullah will try to run it out of the end zone.
Ah, you should have cut that back this way, fool. Armchair fucking kick return over here.
He has accomplished this year with all of these new players that he has. And look, obviously he has the benefit of having a system that is well entrenched as far as Kansas City is concerned, you know, led by Andy Reid. But his leadership, the coach is talking about how he got all these young guys, all these new guys together early in the offseason, brought them down to Texas, and from there, it all started. He took ownership of it. He told them how things were supposed to run. He got them all on the same page, and they all bought in. Because when you know that you're having Patrick
11-point lead's bad for Michael.
You'd be foolish not to.
Highest scoring offense in the NFL. You don't want to give them the short field. And that's what Jarrett Stidham did on that last interception. Raiders take over 1st and 10 from the 24. Pitch to the right to Jacobs.
Chiefs are playing the run really well. That's a problem.
Loss of 1 on the play.
There's nothing there for the run game.
Stop it. How about Jarrett Stidham and a difference a week makes, right? We had a nice visit with him as well. He told us they were moving it up and down the field last week against the best defense in the NFL. He's like, in the second drive, I started to feel myself a little bit. That he belongs as a starter, and he might be a starting quarterback next season.
They're going to give him every opportunity, and he's a confident player. Last week, one of the things that stood out was he trusted Devontae. Hey, you're one-on-one. We saw it early with the shot, and then that forced turnover. So you want to live in that world of being aggressive, but not reckless or careless with the football to Jarrett Stidham.
They would if they could afford it.
Stidham the throw. See how that confidence.
Ooh, Darren Waller.
And just shy of midfield.
There you see the athletic ability of Darren Waller. And Dan circling here, and he's just going to run this wide base across. You see there, he avoids the jam, getting across the field, and just look at where Jarrett Stidham puts that football. And the anticipation in the ball location and the calmness in the pocket.
What stands out to me, Lou, is how well he wins Waller-wise off the left.
Brady's going to love Darren Waller. Brady's a fucking tight end merchant. Tight end and running backs. Hope you get Darren Waller on your fantasy teams next year when Brady comes to town. Instead, I'm going to step up and run and not slide and get the first. He's back in the groove.
After some of the confusion on that last Raiders drive that ultimately resulted in the interception from Jarrett Stidham, you see Josh McDaniels spending some time with the quarterback. Part of his message was, if you're confused, just call timeout. You don't have to make everything happen right now. Telling him to settle down just a little bit. And Stidham went and visited with the entire offense. You can see
He's very Brett Favrean, you know, minus the welfare scandal.
And the only other quarterback on that Raiders sideline is
The what?
Yeah, that thing nobody's talking about that Brett Favre did because he's white, so he can get away with it.
the team prior to being sat down last week. Here's Jacobs.
Still not a lot there for Jacobs. Stidham's their leading rusher. 3 carries for 28 yards. Oh, God. There's those numbers again.
that's really hard for a quarterback because sometimes you have a good start,
About
you see
putting
where
me
the
into the
legs
season.
a little bit, and you feel really good about the way that you're playing. You're seeing it.
thinking
So
about the possibility
stay
of
true to your rules, and then don't try to force something. You know, go searching for a shot like you did on that interception. If he could live in that world, that's exactly what Josh McDaniels wants out of him.
2nd and 7 from the 40.
Little bootleg. Get around the edge. Get around the edge. You got it. Ah. 3rd and about a yard and a half. And they marked him way back.
Stidham is seemingly so
Oh,
comfortable
drafted by the
in this
Patriots.
system. He spent all 4 of his NFL seasons with
Makes
Josh
sense now.
McDaniels. Had back surgery a
And Josh
season ago,
McDaniels.
didn't play, but certainly was around.
Yeah, I remember he was with the Patriots.
Daniels in New England.
Makes sense now.
Because they were going to start him over Cam at one point.
Year 1 in Josh McDaniels' program in Las Vegas. And Stidham getting an audition. Is this what this is today?
This is a great job by Jared right now. Running line of scrimmage. Last time this situation, they doubled Devontae. If that's
Play clock running down. He just got the snap.
There's the pressure. Picked up.
Vontae Adams.
Devontae Adams got it.
Running out of bounds like he's Ted Ginn Jr. I used to give Ted Ginn Jr. so much shit about running out of bounds all the time.
They got the matchup that they want. They get pressure off the edge.
Hey, Drake London, take notes.
Inside out, he just works away
This is how you avoid a fumble. You put the ball in the other arm, stiff arm, and then get the hell out of bounds.
77 of the offense is reporting as eligible.
You know, Lou, I loved the communication with the protection. McDuffie pressures throw into the blitz if you're Jared Stidham.
Thayer Munford is the most eligible man in Las Vegas.
Finally, a decent Jacobs run.
Just shot in the 20. I mean, the guy's eligible every play. Who
Soft
wouldn't want to be?
defense.
You were waiting for that one to get in.
Stidham being mobile, that's absolutely what threw off the 49ers. It's throwing off the Chiefs, too.
Rookie out of Ohio State, 7th round pick.
Think of Thayer Munford. Look, he is a big man at 6'6", 320 pounds. And this Las Vegas Raiders running game is something that gave the Chiefs fits in their first matchup at Arrowhead. I know Josh
Run it
McDaniels.
with Jacobs again. 3rd and about a yard, maybe less.
Just shy of the marker, needed 302. Frank
Hey, take it easy. Take it easy. Last game of the year. Can't hold anything back now.
This offense gave them fits, and really a lot of people's because they do.
Last game of the year. Can't hold anything back now.
One, you don't practice against that.
Okay, this is an observation I never make because I literally never pay attention to this, but the Raiders actually have hot
It's just so
cheerleaders.
important for NFL defense.
They actually do.
I was thinking
Most
about that.
teams have a bunch of 7s and 8s at best. But the Raiders cheerleaders, yeah, they're actually pretty hot. I see why ESPN keeps showing them. Look at Daly's objectifying women. He said 7s and 8s. Sneak. Oh, no, they're going to straight run it. Jacobs hesitation, but he got the first.
Looked like he was about to get tackled by a ghost.
Yeah, he stopped, and I was like, uh-oh.
By Jacobs, watch the center, Andre James. Just find a way to get that D tackle on the ground, and then that patience, hesitation, and then Jacobs, where I need 1 yard.
That's all about Josh Jacobs right there. And I understand what you're trying to give Andre James the benefit of the doubt. I mean, that's a tough block. You're right, absolutely right. But the jump cut right there by Josh Jacobs.
What about when I started my slide animation earlier? He went in the end zone, touchdown. I was like, okay.
This guy's going to get hit.
Flip around.
That being Josh Jacobs.
Jacobs is banged up as well.
Do not throw the ball deep on this play.
This last week of the regular season.
Do not throw the ball deep. Do not throw the ball deep. There you go. Missed tackle. 1st and goal. Read that all the way. I got to play quarterback on that play.
We're going to cover the spread.
Yeah, really good job by Jared.
They're trying to help Michael get his money.
Cover 2, zone coverage. Once he drifts a little bit inside with the eyes in vertical, quickly reset to Amir Abdullah. Understanding their space in zone coverage, find a completion on the way.
If you're Willie Gay, you just got to come downhill on that quickly. You got to know you're at
Oh, yeah.
the guy as quick as Abdullah.
Don't get another yard.
Because that's what'll happen to you.
69 yards.
Chiefs the worst red zone defense in the NFL.
Just in time for the playoffs. Worst red zone defense in the NFL.
Pick up a couple down to the 5. Steve Spagnuolo, we talked with him yesterday and asked him about that red zone. And He said, hey,
Don't get conservative now, Josh. That was a pretty conservative play call there.
Has progressed, but mobile quarterbacks have really hurt them lately.
And I was just going to say, because of the
Call plays where you can succeed, but and tell him to take what they give him, but don't call us a straight run like that.
I think because of Jared
They'll line up in a heavy run formation again. I bet this is a bootleg. There's no way they run this twice in a row.
Second and goal, just beyond 5.
Bootleg. No way they run it twice in a row. Bootleg. Wow, they did run it. And it kind of worked. They got down to the 2. Thought there's no way they'd run that twice in a row, though. They'd have had me. 3rd and goal at the 2. They've had the ball for 8.5 minutes.
With Josh Jacobs, they're going to run it like they're right behind Colton Miller. That side of the line has consistently in the run game. They have won all year long. And Josh Jacobs is as good as there is at ad-libbing, finding creases, getting the ball in the end zone.
That's the definition of dink and dunk. 6 yards to play.
RPO. Stidham's going to run it in.
Stay in this game.
Too high. I don't know what you do. Kick field goal. I don't know. They're 6 and 10. Go for it. Yeah. You're 6 and 10. Go for it. Call a better play than that.
Who's 6'1", 192, one of the best cover corners in the NFL. But that was an easy matchup to identify. 3 snaps as the way that we're going to go with this football. Maybe a little bit better throw.
I'm begging for an RPO.
Offensive stay on the field. Why not?
I'm handing it straight to Jacobs. Right up the middle. This is always going to be a quick rim throw going up to the pylon.
4th and goal.
Adams is going to run a fade or an out. A fade. Incomplete. No flags. Turnover on downs. Well, I had it nailed, so he's going to run a fade or an out. Hell, it was like he ran a fade and then came back. Because he took off. He went that way. It was a double move. 14-3. 11 points, Michael. Not looking good.
Big safety coming to make it a 9-point.
Oh, man. This chair's nice.
I bet that mattress is nice.
Tempur-Pedic. I got a complaint about the mattresses on the fucking on those Norwegian cruise ships. They're too stiff.
Like a prison bed.
No, I mean they're like those crazy. I don't like those Tempur-Pedics that don't fucking like you feel how my.
Talking about like no resistance.
Yeah, no
like
resistance. I don't like that.
Oh.
I like you see how my bed is, right?
Yeah.
I love that.
I like the stiff.
You like the stiff?
Yes.
I don't. Couldn't sleep for shit on the last 2 Kiss cruises because I'm just like. Might as well be sleeping on a fucking plank. My bed, though, is fucking perfection. You get on that shit and it just kind of sinks down in the middle. Yeah, my mattress is the dream. I'm going to keep that thing for as long as I can. Thirsty, but I'm trying to make it to halftime because I don't want to blow through all my Powerades, even though I got a bunch in there. I want to play drums, but I'm watching football. I played some earlier today. Kept wondering why my fucking snare seemed like it was going to the floor. And then I realized the shit was slowly working its way down. Because when I first put the shit together, I didn't tighten certain parts of it as much as I should have because I didn't want to overdo it. And it really bit me on the ass the other night when I was fucking with this stupid tom over here and this part of the drum rack came out. And the whole kit wanted to fall over. I was like, oh, shit. Had to put that shit in there, and I tightened the fuck out of them bolts.
6 games, 3 days, 1 epic long weekend.
Wow, they're doing the 3 games on Sunday instead of 3 on Saturday. Usually they do 3 games on Saturday, 2 on Sunday, 1 on Monday.
Too bad we don't get Friday the 13th.
Make Cowboys Bucks the Monday night one for Troy Aikman. I'm trying to get that for you, Troy. Chiefs at their own 2. Raiders have had every chance to. The Raiders should be in the lead. The Raiders should be up 17-14 right now. Raiders might not get the ball back till the second half. Look at that sign. We deserve better. 20 years strong. Raiders fans deserve better. There's Charles Woodson. Somebody told Mark Davis that haircut was a good idea. Good tackle. Like the Packers did, whatever, Osborne for the Vikings. That shit was funny.
I thought Mark was rather hospitable, offering up the services of Allegiant Stadium. Should a neutral site AFC Championship game be necessary?
Of course he did offer that up. He's like, look, motherfucker, I owe John Gruden and Josh McDaniels every dollar I have. Let's have an AFC Championship game in the stadium here. Apparently, if there's a neutral site AFC title game, it's going to be in Pittsburgh or Cleveland. They want an outdoor venue. Because all three of those teams are outdoors. Cincinnati, Kansas City, and Buffalo. 3 and out from the 2 for the Chiefs. So, yeah, people were talking, oh, Indianapolis. Ah, hell. You know, Pat McAfee was the only one. Indianapolis makes a lot of sense if you're going to have a neutral site for those 3 teams, but NFL wants it outdoors. And, yeah, roughing the passer on what would have been a 3 and out. They called Crosby for roughing. Brutal. Bengals fans are like, who cares? Doesn't make a bit of difference to us now. All right, let's see. Is this roughing? Is it roughing? A little. It was like a step late. A little late. A step late, a little high.
Max Crosby is the one guy you can count on this defense. I'm telling you, folks are in for a treat.
God is a Chiefs fan. I've said that for months now. Kelsey, first down. That's Mahomes' best play of the game so far.
Mahomes talked about the constant doubling of Kelsey. And he said, I still have to go there, otherwise the opponent wins. They're taking Kelsey away.
And you can do different things if you're Eric Bieniemy and Andy Reid to try to make sure that you still allow Travis to have options to win. You move them, you formation them, you motion them. And Patrick's right. You start there, and if you quickly realize, like in the first time these teams played, it's the double, you move to somebody else.
And in that opener, the Raiders had a 17-0 lead back in Week 5. Here's Pacheco.
I think the Chiefs jumped. Or a Raider jumped into the neutral zone.
Edge rushers gets the quarterback, who's also really good against the run. There's a flag down over by the Kansas City sideline.
Yeah. That Crosby again. I was like, Chiefs jumped or somebody jumped in the neutral zone. It happened so fast in the snap, they let the play go.
Yeah. Every single snap, and you're right, Steve. As far as next-gen stats measures run-stop win rate, he's second in the NFL right now behind DeMarcus Lawrence among edge defenders. He is the total package.
He's Lex Luger. He's the total package. Wide open. This game's over.
3.5 to go in the half.
This is a good job by Marquez Valdez in the pushing vertical. Watch the speed. Get Roberts into bail. And now ball's out of Patrick's hands and just drift him a little bit towards the sideline. A little soft coverage for a guy that was really thought to be a one-trick pony, just a vertical speed guy.
The good thing
He's got a little bit of nuance to his left
Seven different
probably
today for Patrick Mahomes.
Probably get the first down.
Pacheco straight ahead.
The interesting thing about Marquez is I asked Andy that last night, right? I said, he's a guy who really had the reputation of being a one-trick pony in Green Bay, but here you're...
Remember when I said the Raiders won't see the ball again until the second half? Stay tuned.
He said, hey, he wanted it. And quite honestly, as big and as long as he is, you think of him as really a vertical type of guy just from his body type. He said he can do it all.
Speaking of body types, Andy,
Tyreek's numbers have taken a hit lately since the Dolphins started struggling, and he got hurt at the same time.
second and 5.
Yeah, he said he's worried about his durability when running in there in the high traffic areas, but no issues.
Mahomes throwing.
Ooh, damn, Kadarius Toney.
Little shake and bake.
Damn.
So if the Dolphins make the playoffs, they're guaranteed first-round exit. Because Tua's not going to play. Tua's not going to play again, I don't think.
Yeah, Miami.
That's just ridiculous.
I don't know. It's hard to say anybody.
The Dolphins and Ravens are a fucking waste in the playoffs if they make it. I know the Ravens are already in, but the Dolphins are not locked in. Because tomorrow it can either be the Steelers or the Patriots or the Dolphins or whoever.
Reminds me of Percy Harvin when it comes to just his start-stop ability.
Or the Jags, even if they lose tonight, I'm pretty sure.
Had some hamstring issues.
I think the Jets.
He can stay on the field.
Nah, the Jets are eliminated.
Jets are out.
Yeah, Jets are out.
No doubt. 2-minute
The Jets were hoping that the NFL was going to add that extra team just to have nobody have a bye in the AFC, to be fair, after they had to cancel Cincinnati and Buffalo. 2-minute warning. They're at the Raider 30. There's Brock Purdy, that beautiful bastard.
Oh yeah, that was a beautiful game.
I loved that game. They beat the shit out of Tampa Bay. I hope Tampa gets to the first round just so they can go lose to the 49ers again and send Dallas home. Tampa-Dallas is what we call a win-win. The trash taking out the trash. Giants-Vikings rematch could be really good. Remember how
I think
close
the
the game
Giants might
was?
win.
Yeah, I think the Giants
Really
are real
do.
good. They almost won a few weeks ago. The Vikings are either going to win the Super Bowl or lose by 43
It
when they get
depends.
eliminated.
If the Vikings-Giants play Sunday at 1 o'clock,
That's
the
what I
Vikings
said.
will win.
I said,
Only
everybody,
if they play Sunday at 1 o'clock.
if the Vikings playoff games all get scheduled at 1 o'clock, you're all
If
fucked.
it's Sunday at 1, the Vikings are good.
Kirk Cousins going to get you. So if I was the schedule maker, I'd be like, put the Vikings on at 1. Have them play Dallas at 1 in a later round or whatever.
Due to the Vikings making the Super Bowl, we have moved the starting time to 1 p.m.
Well, where's Super Bowl at? It's in Arizona, and it's at 6, which means it's 3 there. So it's still in the window.
You got,
Maybe.
you got the first
You get a good first half out for Cousins if the Vikings were able to get to the Super Bowl, which nobody thinks that's going to happen.
I think whoever the Packers play is going to be Sunday night. I think that'd be a good Sunday night team. Because they would play the 2 seed. They'd either play
They're
the
going to
Eagles
wind
or
up playing the
Niners.
49ers. They're going to wind up playing the 49ers. That's important. If I'm the Packers, let's get that one out of the way early. And if we can't beat them, so be it. But if we can beat the 49ers, then, ooh, fucking wide open path. Because, yes, they still have to deal with the Eagles. They hung with the Eagles in a shootout. That game was 40-34. It was
Yeah,
a
but then
shootout.
you got to think. Then we got to deal with Brady beating the Cowboys and then having to beat the Vikings or Giants. And then having to beat the Packers or Eagles.
If the Packers can get past the 49ers, look the fuck out is all I
Brady
can say.
Rodgers NFC Championship game.
wins the
Who's
AFC
ready?
South and a look ahead to the college football national championship.
I love the national championship this year.
Monday night.
Just because TCU's in it.
And just a hunch, Trayvon Merrick.
My buddy won $100 on the
He'll be
TCU
rooting for the
Michigan
Horned
game.
Frogs. Played his college ball at TCU. What a story they are.
No question, man. Fun to watch.
America loves the underdog. Let's see. From the 30 on first down and 10.
Screen. Raiders all over it. Good play. Call timeout, Raiders. Raiders get the ball to start the second half. If they can pull something out of their ass here, it's not over yet. But I did say they wouldn't see the ball to the second half. We're down to a minute 35, and they don't use their timeout there. If it gets to this third and long, they'll probably take a timeout.
The Steelers, Palomalo, you might recall.
Mahomes kind of panicked there. He should have stood. I think he could have stood in the pocket a little longer. There's a free timeout for the Raiders. Mahomes ran out of bounds. 3rd and 9.
Masterson, another stop. Masterson's the birthday boy today. Looking at Wake Forest celebrating birthday for the Raiders.
For a much maligned passing defense, that being the Las Vegas Raiders, that was textbook two-man coverage.
The coverage must have looked really good because Mahomes looked like he barely got through one read before he panicked.
But this secondary, look, it has given up a lot of big plays at real inopportune times. And here's one of those times where they have to get off this football field and convert to this third down situation.
Chiefs are the worst at 3rd and 1 converting. They're the best at converting 3rd and 10. Here we go from the 30.
I'm standing in there a long time this time. Look out from behind. First down at the 15. He was down at about the 15. Crosby almost got him.
15 on play.
She looks like she smoked a lot of cigarettes in her day.
No one's open. They're trying to spy him a little bit, and he just trusts his feet, runs away from Max Crosby. Great play by Patrick Mahomes.
Patrick Mahomes said if he had someone chasing him.
You know what's funny? When I was playing Madden earlier and Baker was on the Ravens in that franchise, they kept running read options because they have the little playbook for Lamar Jackson. But they were using it with Baker Mayfield. And I was like, what the fuck? Because I was like, I'm not defending him. I'm going after the running back. Because they had Najee Harris. I'm like, I'm covering him every time. Green Bay, you don't think Green Bay's beating the Niners? I don't like it. I don't think they would, but you never know. They're running the ball and playing monster defense. Rodgers doesn't even have to play good for the Packers to win right now. It'd be interesting. But if the Packers were able to beat them, that just opens up a new world of possibilities. Of course, we didn't think Jarrett Stidham and the Raiders would be able to play the 49ers to overtime, so I'm just saying.
The Packers beating the Niners would just save everybody in the NFC.
Yeah. They'd be doing everybody a favor.
I think I'm going to pull for the Cowboys to beat the Bucks.
That's a tough one. I'm going to laugh at whoever loses.
Cowboys.
I'd get to enjoy Tom Brady's devil magic for once.
Although I would like to see him beat the Cowboys and then just get absolutely train wrecked by whoever they play next.
Got cold here again the last couple of days. I want a PlayStation for 50 cents. You can get that on DealDash.com. I like how that commercial just screams, scam!
If you buy a Mercedes-Benz and we got a player at the game, doesn't matter. Damar Hamlin's going to win it. It's all about him. And just put out on social media. Damar checking in. When you put real love out into the world, it comes back to you 3 times as much. The love has been overwhelming, but I'm thankful for every single person that prayed for me and reached out. We brung the world back together behind
I remember when I saw Josh Allen's face. That's when I knew it was like really bad. When they came back from like the second or third commercial, I saw Josh Allen. I was like, oh no. See that pancake over there? Borderline holding. Who took a timeout? Raiders.
Las Vegas, 30 seconds.
Now they use their timeouts.
So, I sort of jokingly, that's going to get 1 billion likes, and actually we're told T. Higgins actually just liked that post from DeMar. Of course, T's sort of been wrongly wrapped up in
Oh, yeah, Tampa Bay's getting Jensen back for the playoffs. That could be Jensen and Wirfs together. That's enough to make a difference. They might be able to run the fucking ball. Tampa cannot run for shit. That's been the biggest problem. They can't run at all. Wildcat. Missed tackle, and Kadarius Toney's going to walk in the end zone. Probably on the Chiefs. That missed tackle was pathetic. 10 yards from the spot of the foul.
That's on Creed Humphrey. Coming back. Look at this.
What? That was weird. The old ring around the rosy huddle.
Maybe they were like, wherever we come out is the position we're playing.
They're like musical chairs in the huddle.
Yeah, it is.
End around with Kadarius Toney. And more missed tackles, and he scores again anyway. Well, this game's over. But we'll stream into the second half anyway, because we got nothing better to do.
His running skills, his balance, his strength. I mean, he runs through arm tackles. See here, that ball goes over top the pylon, breaks the plane.
Cross the plane, touchdown. Greg Jennings put the team on his back, though.
Yeah, he breaks it. I don't think that arm is down the ground. But his strength and his open field run vision, that's why this organization is so fired up about
At halftime, I'm going to play a video.
Great program. He's in shape now.
Yeah, this drive started at the 2. And they were 4th and 4 from their own 8 and got a roughing the passer call. 21-3. And the Raiders have 2 timeouts at 47. That's something. They can do something with that. John Fox would kneel the ball. Down by 18.
21-3. 47 seconds till halftime.
Oh. Michael thinks he's going to get the backdoor cover in garbage time. Maybe.
Well, they're hoping the lead don't get too big.
Hey, there was Slash. I know his drummer. He was my neighbor on the Kiss Cruise. Old Brent Fitz from Canada. Great dude. One of the heroes of that fucking cruise. He had to play with fucking Lita Ford and learn all her fucking songs. He played with Bruce Kulick, so he had to learn all those 80s Kiss songs. Then he played with Sebastian Bach, had to learn all those Skid Row songs and cover songs. And the motherfucker played all those shows on that cruise and knew all those songs. He was telling me how stressed out he was about it.
Three.
21-3, kind of what we expected.
That was the longest touchdown drive since 2018, also against the Raiders. And on that drive,
Mahomes passed Drew Brees for most yards in a season.
Most total yards in a season.
17-game season, but Mahomes is going to hold every passing record by the time he's done.
It's a great conversation. Are you shaking your head?
No, up and down.
Agreed. Got it.
Yeah, not side to side. I mean, the creativity in this offense between Andy Reid, Eric Bieniemy, you see there, Matt Nagy sitting on the bench talking to Patrick, going over the drive. I mean, there's just so much creativity. And when you have a quarterback of his caliber, both mentally and physically of his caliber, the possibilities are endless.
Fans in Buffalo and Philadelphia might disagree.
How about their defense, though? I mean, this offense for the Raiders has 3
And Cincinnati, but fuck Cincinnati, I guess. Seems to be the league mantra right now.
Chris Jones went down in the red zone. They actually turn away from him. That creates that one-on-one versus him and Alex Bars. You got great coverage on Devontae with L'Jarius Sneed. And just there's that either way call play where it's a shot to Devontae, and this defense has been just as impressive as their MVP quarterback.
Raiders have 2 timeouts. 47 seconds to play with.
And the Chiefs blitzed and paid the price. Timeout. They're near midfield. You can settle for a field goal here because you get the ball to start the second half, so don't be too crazy.
Please put 42 seconds on the clock. 42.
And 1 second on top of that. The importance of this one for Kansas City, it's rather simple. You win, you get the valuable bye, and home field throughout the AFC playoffs.
Allegedly.
See where that AFC championship game is played. Kansas City has earned the #1 seed in the AFC 4 times since 1975. One timeout.
They earned it, not really, because they lost to Buffalo.
Motion Waller through. Chiefs rushing 4. Stidham hits, he throws. And that goes incomplete. Flag.
Gonna get interference or a hold here, so it's another Raider first down and saves a timeout.
Pass interference on the defense number 35. Ball be placed in spot with foul. They're automatic first down.
It's Jalen Watson, rookie out of Washington State.
This young secondary of the Chiefs has really improved. Since coming out of the bye, this team has really ramped it up in terms of their scoring defense. And of these young corners, they are very good at press man coverage because of the fact that. But then you see the Jarius Sneed up at the top of the screen. Yeah, he called out the wrong guy.
Yeah, it was Sneed who held Devontae Adams.
These young corners, they are very aggressive. Steve Spagnuolo calls an aggressive brand of defense from a philosophical standpoint, and they are getting better and better.
Pressure, sack. Stidham stays in there like a deer in headlights. Now you got to use that last timeout.
Final timeout. Las Vegas 30-second timeout. And that last pass interference foul was on number 38 of the defense. 38.
Third sack of the day.
This watch rookie George Karlaftis here going up against Colton Miller, and you have Chris Jones who really gets good push on the right side, but it really is about Karlaftis. But look, Chris Jones, look at the hand use. Alex Bars has not had an answer for that hand lift that he's thrown against him all game long. I mean, you're talking about Karlaftis, they just love this guy's motor. They love how hard he works. They think he would have double-digit sacks if he could finish some of the plays and not let quarterbacks get out of his grasp.
He had a half a sack in his first 10 games, and now he has 6 sacks in his last 7. Second and 17.
Holding on the Raiders, which is really unfortunate because Adams got down to the 27.
30-yard line. Clock is stopped. 24 seconds left after the pickup of 24.
Legal use of hands.
Oh, hands to the face on the Raiders. Yeah.
That's a 10-yard penalty. Second out.
That's the rookie Dylan Parham.
Watch that left side, both Colton Miller and Dylan Parham as Dan goes inside. Yep, tag team. I think you can put on 74.
Yeah, that looked like hands to the face to me. I don't know about you.
I want to make sure.
That one's good.
We're good?
Yeah.
Okay. I know John Barry would agree with that.
That takes away a huge completion, though. I mean, the Raiders were at least in field goal range there.
Yeah, they're fucked.
Timeout, certainly, but that's a huge penalty to set this offense back and take points off the board potentially.
Look, you see some of the chemistry between Jarrett Stidham and Devontae Adams, but it's going for nothing here because they keep shooting themselves in the foot and they can't get out of their own way with these penalties.
And they got the pass interference against the Chiefs penalty.
Stidham.
Here's Stidham in all sorts of trouble. And he'll just throw it away. More pressure from Chris Jones.
Which is great coverage. I mean, obviously, second and forever, and they're able to play those 2 high safeties, zone coverage underneath. The pass rush knows the ball's going to get thrown, and it's a really good job by everybody taking the deep ball. The second level, Chris Jones just continues to hunt with great effort. Really good job making sure that Jarrett Stidham's not able to get inside of the pocket and go create a play.
Jones picked up his 14th sack earlier. He leads all defensive tackles in that category. Tough to get all those sacks when you're playing inside.
Yeah, but that's where he said he likes to play.
Michael, are you going to cash out depending on what happens on the Raiders' first drive in the third quarter? Fumble! Chiefs ball in field goal range with 9 seconds left.
There was a free snap.
little shift on the offense.
Penalties decline.
At the same time. Penalties decline. First down, Kansas City. Rolling on the field was a fumble.
You were having a nice, clean football game for a long time here. Now, bunch of laundry.
Yeah, this drive has just been.
We'll probably be done streaming halfway through the third quarter. Take a break before the Titans and Jags.
Now, you don't get set offensively if you're the Raiders. And then it's a phenomenal job.
Chiefs are not a very good defense. Their pass rush, more often than not, saves the day. They got a pretty good pass rush.
One hand on the football, and then Karlaftis had ran the hump and goes against that football. Now, if you're the Chiefs, you've got 2 timeouts, really 9 seconds. You got a chance for one play, catch, get down, timeout, and get a chance for a field goal.
Second turnover today by the Raiders. Threw a pick, gave Kansas City a short field and a touchdown. From the 30, quick toss. That was Scanlon.
Kick the field goal.
Clock is stopped with 5 seconds left. Sidney Jones forced him out.
And now you go kick the field goal if you're the Chiefs. You get a ball right around the shot zone, 9 seconds, get a completion. Good job by MVS, getting what he can out of bounds. Chance to steal 3 points off that takeaway.
Here's Harrison Butker. The Chiefs actually signed Matthew Wright to their practice squad, elevated him, and then made him inactive today. Butker has dealt with back spasms this week. An attempt from 44.
Cameron, you know what the Raiders are going to do. It's going to be Brady. 24-3 at the half. Tom Brady's going to be the quarterback of the Las Vegas Raiders with Devontae Adams and Darren Waller.
17-point second quarter. This is the end of the first Kansas City Chiefs.
Like I said, we'll keep streaming into the third quarter, but probably not for the rest of it. Oh, DraftKings gave you a free $10 bet. So, okay, well, you're stuck, but it's not a big deal. Okay. Yeah, I don't think you're getting that backdoor cover today. I'd be stunned if you did. I am thirsty.
Spread the ball around in the first half, spreading the ball to 8 different wide receivers.
Can't say the Raiders didn't have their chances in that first half because they did.
Because he's able to spread the ball around.
Yeah, no doubt, Randy. And we talked about the Raiders having to stop the running backs in the passing game. And I thought in the red zone there, we saw it happen. The Raiders were ready for it. Not man coverage, zone coverage. They called the perfect defense. And yet, Patrick Mahomes is inevitable. He's going to just playground ball. So you've got special coaching, and then you've got special playmakers in Kansas City.
Yeah, right now, I'm just blown away by how poor the Raiders are playing right now. And just fundamentals. Like, fundamentals are out the window. They can't get lined up. Like, please get lined up. All right, forget about the formations, illegal formations, hands to the face penalties, holding. Your penalties are killing you. Defensive penalties, roughing the passer when you finally out the
interceptions.
It's absolutely brutal.
We said Josh Jacobs had to be strong in the running game. He has 20 yards rushing. Stidham has 33 yards rushing. So the quarterbacks outrun the running back who needs to get it going. Karlaftis, Jones, the Kansas City front has been dominant.
Yeah, and protecting the football, too. I don't care who you are as a quarterback or who you're playing against. If you don't protect the football, no chance.
Yeah, that's a basic thing. I will give the Raider fans a little bit of hope, though. Last time these teams faced off, the Chiefs won, but the Raiders were leading 17-0 at halftime. So maybe a little hope there for people like me that picked the Raiders in this game. Let's get to Adam Schefter for more on what's going on in the AFC West. Jeffy, what do you have for us?
All right, Sam, the Broncos have received permission to interview head coach Sean Payton for their head coaching job. They are not allowed to interview him in person until January 17th at the earliest.
Interesting news. I know you'll be all over that. Thanks, Adam. All right, the Chiefs lead the Raiders 24-3. That's now, but after this one, Derrick Henry and the Titans take on the Jags for the division. Susie and the crew get you ready next.
You're watching.
Titans kind of look like geniuses for straight up throwing the game against Dallas because they benched all their starters in that were questionable. And they can still win and make the playoffs today.
I hope it'll happen just because of the controversy, but it would be funny for the Bengals to be the first division winner to have a first-round road game.
Todd said, "Oh, now you do a Raiders game." Hey, I've done a Raiders game or two this year.
Yeah, we did the Raiders-Chiefs already.
I did the first Raiders-Chiefs game. I feel like I did another, but I can't remember. Maybe I didn't.
Probably.
To be fair, we all kind of gave up on the Raiders early in the year. When they lost to Arizona the way they did, I was like, well, I'm checking out on the Raiders.
It's big with as much excitement here in years. TIAA Bank Stadium.
A playoff game in Jacksonville.
Rocking for what is essentially a playoff game for the Titans and Jags. Win and in a winner-take-all showdown for the AFC South title for Tennessee. It would be their third straight division title. Jacksonville.
RG3, you got the jersey on backwards, bro.
2017, which is also the last time they were in the playoffs. It is a beautiful night for football here. In fact, everything seems pretty right in Jacksonville because it's been a rough 5 years. But you can kind of feel the tide turning. Tennessee came in on a 6-game losing streak. The Jags have won 4 straight. Trevor Lawrence is playing great. What do you see?
Well, their long-haired, don't-care quarterback isn't just trying to win with arm talent. He's controlling that arm talent. His completion percentage is up 7 points from last year. He's doubled his touchdowns and cut his interceptions in half. What we've seen is him grow in his confidence, get the ball out faster than he did at all last year, and the team around him is really stepping up the wide receivers, whether it's Zay Jones, Christian Kirk, Marvin Jones Jr., or Etienne at running back. They have it all rolling right now. They're hot with fish grease right now, Blue.
Without a doubt. Every quarterback has a little kryptonite. It's known as pass rush. And I think the Tennessee Titans have a little bit led by Jeffrey Simmons, led by Danico Autry. When those two are playing together, this team is 6-4. They have to get pass rush. There's no secret. Trevor had his best game as a pro against the Titans Tuesday. Guess how many sacks the Titans had? 0.
The strength of this Titans team is the defensive front and the running back.
Absolutely.
They got to rely on Derrick Henry tonight as well.
Yeah, got to rely on Derrick Henry and Josh Dobbs. 39 passes in his last game. That's more than double his career total altogether. They're relying on him off of the Detroit Lions practice.
If the Jags can pull this off, this will be one of the best turnarounds in NFL history, from worst record in the NFL to division champs. And speaking of champs, once Week 18 wraps up in the NFL, we have the ultimate college football game to look forward to. Here's Chris Fowler and Kirk Herbstreit.
Thanks, Susie.
Then they were able to steal Kirk Herbstreit away from Al Michaels one more time.
Resilience, toughness, and boys both have incredible stories, Kirk. Stetson Bennett, the ex-walk-on, is 25 years old. Max Duggan, the opening day backup, is 24, both older than a lot of NFL quarterbacks.
Incredible to think about that, isn't it? The thing that stands out to me is anytime you're going to win a championship.
And do the Brandon Whedon and get drafted at age 28.
Have a guy, a quarterback. And these two teams will be here Monday night because of the play of their quarterback. Start with Max Duggan. And the biggest concern, if I were a Georgia fan, is this: his legs. He's carried the ball 15 times a game the last 2 times that they have been out. Keep in mind, he can spin it. He can create. But you better account for him in the run game if you're Georgia. And then Stetson Bennett. You and I called Georgia's games last year. A lot of his fans, a lot of his own coaches didn't think he could do it. Climbs the mountain, wins the championship. Comes back this year, it's a totally different deal. He's now the face of their team. And one thing you know about Georgia, they're going to attack this TCU defense with the ability to run, and then Bennett off play action.
To think after what he's been through, back-to-back national champion, incredible. Playmaking and decision-making from these two quarterbacks. Can't wait to see it. The championship game, TCU, 200-1 preseason against the defending champion Georgia Bulldogs here in Los Angeles. 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific. We'll see you then.
Chris, can't wait for Monday, but still lots of football to be played on a doubleheader Saturday night. Chiefs from bowling. Patrick Mahomes, a little pitch to Jerick McKinnon to put the Chiefs on the board, and they're up.
Keep streaming this a little while longer.
Thank you for watching the All-State Halftime.
Just to see what happens.
The future.
Hey Cameron, if you're still here, you should get on Friday the 13th and see what level you are now, because they reset everybody to 1 and locked everything again. I wish I could just jump on there and strictly play as Jason, but you know they have the spawn preference thing, so you won't get to be Jason every round, unfortunately. Come on, Todd, didn't I pick a good Raiders game to do? Obviously not. I've never seen a bunch of division rivals get bitch slapped so routinely like this, other than when Brady and Belichick were in New England together, beating up on the Jets and Dolphins and Bills. Yeah, Alex, I'd say this game's gotten pretty one-sided. We're probably going to stop and then take a break before the Titans and Jaguars. But we'll see what happens in the third quarter. That old Stidham pick 6 on this first possession here would definitely end the stream, I'd say. And Michael's hopes of covering his 9-point parlay. He took the Raiders from the points. See Skip chicken out on Shannon because they were talking about the Packers and the Lions. And Shannon was like, do you want the points? And Skip goes, nah, just do straight pick them. Just pick them. And Shannon's like, well, I'm not doing that then. And then somehow it gets turned over. Skip goes, all right, you want the points? And Shannon goes, but you said you wanted to pick them. Well, yeah, you want the points? And it's like, what? Every time Skip wants to make a bet, he's like, give me the points. But if Shannon asks for the points, Skip goes, no, you're not getting the points. No, you're not getting the points.
I don't like playing points.
Me neither. It's annoying as shit. Come on, get this game over with. We all know how it's going to end. Tomorrow, like I said, we're doing Steelers and Browns, and we're doing Packers and Lions. Do Steelers and Browns and try to keep up with the Jets, Dolphins, and Bills, Patriots at the same time, because, you know, those 3 games matter to each other. NFC's basically all decided. Giants are resting starters, and the Eagles are playing theirs, plus Jalen Hurts. So they should handle that one pretty easily. Shut up. That music they play on Monday Night Football now is insufferable. Whatever happened to Hank Williams? Oh, yeah, he said something really racist about Obama, so ESPN stopped using his song. I can't remember what he said, though. I remember when I heard it, though, I went, God damn, no wonder they stopped using his fucking song. Why did it? Well, hackers hacked the Friday the 13th servers again, and were shutting them down and booting people out of matches, and you couldn't play for like 2 or 3 weeks. Now you get back on, and everybody's level 1, and all their shit's locked again. So, start over 5.5 years later.
Character the Raiders do not get blown out. The double-digit loss one time all season. And for Kansas City, it's the biggest lead they've had at halftime all season.
Yeah, and I think it's really a testament to their mastering situational football, that being the Kansas City Chiefs, and the Raiders not mastering it. The Chiefs right now, 3 for 3 in the red zone, 3 for 4 on third down, haven't turned the football over.
I ain't ready for some football. I still say that all the time.
As far as leading the victory.
Everything's looked easy for Kansas City, both on offense and defense. Patrick's 14 to 17 for 175 yards. He completed his last 9 passes of the first half. And then, candidly, their defense has been as impressive, both defensive line and coverage.
Raiders do get the football first. And they'll start from the 25. Here's Laura.
Steve, we did see Jarrett Stidham seem to be a little bit hurt right before the half, but he is going to come out.
Who's the other quarterback for the Raiders now that Carr's not here?
Fine. Now, what McDaniel says is not fine is the way that they've made mistakes in this game.
Oh, yeah, Stidham landed right on his elbow when he fumbled there at the end of the half.
If you're making mistakes, you're turning the ball over, you're getting penalties. He said that has to be limited here. That was his message at halftime. And one thing that Andy Reid told me that's working really well for their defense.
At one point, the Raiders should have been up 17 to 14. Should have been. But because they're the Raiders, they're not. Stidham's going to run. Slides. Yeah, bad elbow. He wasn't sliding in the first half, but now he's sliding.
Yeah, we asked him, when did you know that Jarrett Stidham was going to be all right? He pointed to
Jarrett Stidham was doing the Gene Simmons touchdown celebration. He was spitting up blood.
This guy's going to be okay.
Stidham took a big shot on the play. Stidham wasn't aware of the blood. He said, "Gonna throw again." Underneath.
Now Stidham's playing small ball. He slid. Now he took the check down. No huddle, though. Tempo, tempo, tempo. Why are you huddling? You're down by 21. Get it rolling. Chiefs defense kind of sucks. You beat that pass rush. You beat the Chiefs.
They play off of one another. That Willie Gay is the guy who really depends upon
Number 77 of the
his maturity and really.
Number 77 of the offense.
Number 77 likes to be eligible on a lot of plays.
But I mean, yeah, this combination of linebackers right now,
They're lined up in a run formation.
To greatness, I believe, because they have it all. In particular, Nick Bolton, who has just taken his game to a whole nother level, particularly in pass coverage this year.
Deep play action. Run, 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 run. If everybody's covered, that means the quarterback's not.
In front of Willie Gay.
Really just a two-man route right there, Dan. He had nowhere to go with the football.
Remember last week against the 49ers, it's a very similar situation. Called a little bit of a heavy personnel play action pass. Stidham throws a touchdown to Darren Waller. The Chiefs are ready for it. It's really a good play by both. Great coverage by Kansas City defensively, and Stidham realizing no one's there. Go get 4 or 5 yards and a first down.
Stidham said his message to his team all week was they, the Chiefs, they get to keep playing football. We don't. This is it for them. I don't want to let it all hang out here today.
This should be a run with these 2 high safeties.
Down to 10. Here's your run, Jacobs. Getting ready for that second game, and there's Josh Dobbs.
I don't see how starting Josh Dobbs over Malik Willis is a good idea. I know Malik Willis ain't been very good this year when he's played, but geez, Josh Dobbs sucks. That's a question for later tonight. Why did the Titans start Josh Dobbs over Malik Willis?
They're going to challenge Tennessee on the perimeter and say, our guys are better than your guys over the course of 4 quarters.
Zamir White is in the game. He's the tailback in front of Johnson. Pitch it to him. Out beyond the 45-yard line. Rookie at a
They're down.
Thornhill coming down.
And Zamir White is someone who Josh McDaniels told us he wants to get a good look at. Look, I think when we're the Las Vegas Raiders, and alluding to what Jarrett Stidham said, you're not playing any more football games after this. You want to get a look at some guys. Obviously, yeah, you're competing to try and win this football game. It's a division rival. You don't want to concede anything to anyone. But there's also a long-term vision for this program. And Josh needs to find out some answers.
Third down and 3.
Man coverage on Abdullah.
Chiefs blitz. Renfro's wide open. Wow. Way to duck under that tackle.
There's just a choice route by Renfro is the number 3. He's right here. Watch him come off the ball, and then he doesn't get too close to the defender. That's a great job of realizing both in linebacker, if you're going to play that soft, I'm going to get 3 or 4 yards and just get that easy.
He wasn't down. He stayed up.
Adams that ran the route against Nick Bolton. I said, look, you got to close the grass. You got to reduce the gap quickly. Look, if you turn on the tape for Hunter Renfro, he'll make you look silly now. This guy can run with the football in space.
Renfro missed 7 games this season. Waller missed 8 games. Those are big chunks where key players really hurt the Raiders' season. Here's Stidham unloaded. Johnson, the fullback. 5th catch of the season for Johnson. You talk about the
Well, kids, a fullback.
Josh McDaniels.
They're probably wondering what they are.
For sitting down Derek Carr. Now, if you buy that or not, that's a different issue.
Don't buy it. They blame Derek Carr for all their problems, even though Carr is the farthest thing from the problem. He's not part of the solution, though. I will say that.
Meaningful reps to it last week. Number 1 defense San Francisco, and this week, so it was a good opportunity for him to see what are you in a game setting.
2nd and 7. Flag. Maybe a free play. Jacobs.
It's not a coincidence that Carr started to suck a little worse as soon as McDaniels got to town. Those two things have to be connected.
Inside of 10 minutes, 3rd quarter.
Offside.
Hey.
51 was in the neutral zone with the snap. That's a 5-yard.
How will the Raiders fuck up this scoring opportunity?
Ever so slightly.
That's not offsides.
Trying to get a jump on Colton Miller. This defensive line, as Laura told us,
That was an ass hair away from not being offside.
this Vegas offensive line, both inside and out. Mike Dan is one of those guys. Dan, I know who you like, and Steve Spagnuolo said. I'm glad you brought him up.
2nd down and 2. Jacobs.
3rd and inches.
Come up just short. Colin Saunders made the stop. Bring up a 3rd down.
So last 3rd and short, we saw that shot play potentially from this offense. Kansas City covers it up. I think if you're Josh McDaniels, you're thinking obvious 4-down territory. Let's go pound the football and be who we really are with Josh Jacobs.
3rd and 1 to bring the fullback back in there, Johnson. In front of
Run the ball.
And for the 2nd man through.
Big run.
First down and then some. Josh Jacobs inside the 20. Red zone opportunity for the
That guy's been going to Raiders games for years. I've seen that dude for like 20 years at Raiders games. Followed them to Las Vegas. That's a fan. I'd rather live in Las Vegas than Oakland. I do know that. It's actually cheaper to live in Vegas, if you can believe it.
Phenomenal pickup.
Fresh set of downs from the 19. Jacobs again. So to pick up a yard on the play.
There's no question. Those are great. It's a great block by Jakob Johnson. I'll tell you this, Colton Miller, Foster Moreau, but they've been doing work on the left side all year long. Dylan
Keep it going, Raiders. I'm getting sleepy.
do a great job of getting their rear ends down, great pad level, running their feet on contact, all the fundamental things that go along with
Longest drive I've ever seen by a team down by 21. Dude, they had the ball for 7 minutes.
Make no secret about it. They're going to run the football left, so if you're lined up on the right side, you better buckle up.
11th play of the drive upcoming. Another 7 minutes off the clock. That's White in the backfield.
More play action. That was asking to be intercepted. He is lucky that that thing was wobbling coming out of his hands.
I mean, the internal pressure from this Chiefs defense is off the charts. You're going to see Jones
No idea.
and then Dunlap wrap around. I mean, this is just outstanding.
Stidham's taking a beating out there, so it's becoming a question of who is the backup.
He was kind of limping when he got up.
Again, a nice job in the back end. The back end working with the front end. You see, I mean, Jarrett's having to hold on to the football because everything is being matched down the field. You cannot hold on to the football that long against Chris Jones. He is having a field day against the interior pass blockers.
3rd and 10. It's 4-down territory. Take a check down here and make this 4th down easier. My opinion, that's what you should do. Delay of game. Delay of game. Delay of game. Hello. And they call it delay of game.
Take a timeout there prior to the delay of game.
Yeah, you could see frustration from Josh, man. I mean, Jared's had some good moments, and then there's those 2 takeaways, and then that just handling of the football game. That delay of game goes from 3rd and 10 to 3rd and 15. Now you're thinking more than likely check down in a field goal.
But, you know what? I would assume that you have to expect something. So you knew it wasn't just going to be a straight rocket shot as far as Jared Stidham and his playing the field. There's going to be some hiccups. He's going against one of the best teams in the NFL, period.
3rd and 15. Chiefs have been getting home rushing forward.
And it's about a 3rd and 13, 3rd and 12, or 4th and 12 now. Now you got to kick the field goal. Yeah. This distance, you got to kick the field goal. Oh my God! If he'd have just waited.
That was at the 3rd and 15. It's a great opportunity to hang in that pocket and drive that ball.
You know, I haven't played quarterback, but I would say this: it's probably easier said than done. Right when Chris Jones has been in face.
Devontae Adams with that same fucking look on his face he's had all year.
I know he's around somewhere, but yeah, I see your point. Opportunity, right? Absolutely.
Daniel Carlson.
24-6, yippee. That ate up half the quarter to get 3 points. Let's see what the Chiefs can do.
You got to deal with the pass rush. Calm your feet, trust your eyes, see it and rip it.
I like how Orlovsky was such shit quarterback in his own right, but when it comes to breaking down what you're supposed to do as quarterback, Orlovsky's pretty good. Much to say, you know how this game's going to end, but we're still here anyway. Alex, I'm starting to wonder if that Kiss Vegas residency is going to happen. So they're going to announce the last shows. They're going to announce the last bunch of shows sometime this month. Unless they just do a Vegas residency after that, which I wouldn't rule out knowing them.
You guys give Sonny Dykes and TCU a chance?
As explosive as they are on offense, absolutely.
I mean, TCU, but that national semifinal game. Yeah. I mean, that's just entertaining football. This back and forth, explosive play after explosive play. I think we're in for a treat.
How great were both semifinal games, right? What a day that was.
Best ever.
Yeah, best ever. How's that conversation going, Dan?
That is a you better have thick skin moment. Some good coaching going on from McDaniels, I'm sure.
Good coaching and Josh McDaniels do not belong in the same sentence.
Chiefs are going to get the football.
You hear that? He said there's good coaching there from Josh McDaniels. Like, really? Where was that for the other 16 games this year?
A 9-minute drive, an 8-minute drive. And those 3 drives only got a couple of field goals out of it.
We just had a great moment of that 3rd down, and Lewis brings up the point of, like, Chris Jones. I want everyone to pay attention to where Jarrett is when he gets to the top of his drop. When he gets to the top of this drop, now that's Chris Jones. He's going to have pressure. Okay, so he's on the hash right now as Chris is coming. Now watch, you're going to see Jared essentially drift himself into Chris Jones, and that misses that.
Yeah, I don't know how to explain the lack of Canadian tour dates, Alex. I really don't. Makes no fucking sense.
Forces his feet to think, I got to get this ball out.
Chiefs on the draw.
Toronto and places like that didn't even get shows.
America's paying more with inflation right now.
Kiss is going to Europe for like the third or fourth time on this tour. And they're going to South America again next year for like the third time. It's like, jeez. They've come to North Carolina 3 fucking times. Charlotte once and Raleigh twice. I keep waiting for the Greenville, South Carolina show to get booked so I can go to that.
He has just been a terror inside.
2nd and 6. Mahomes to throw.
Oh, that should have been picked.
The Raiders need
3rd down.
Sidney Jones had it in his hands.
Rare miss. Just a rare miss by Patrick.
Nah, Patrick Mahomes is going to throw 1, maybe 2 bad balls a game. Like, horrible, unbelievable, can't believe he threw that footballs. He's done that like every game this year. Oh, yeah, you're right. They played Vancouver was the first date on the KISS Tour in 2019. So they played Vancouver. They did play Toronto and Montreal. No Edmonton, no Saskatoon, no Winnipeg. Sacked. And no flag, if you can believe it. Crosby gets a sack and no flag. Quick 3 and out. That's exactly what they needed.
Hey, the spread.
Okay, Michael, perk up. You might still get your money.
If you're Max Crosby, you see a protection turn away from you. You got one-on-one against Andrew Wiley. You're going, I'll take that. I'm going to take that. And you see the hand use. You see how he keeps them off of him. Just watch him. Look at that. He slaps away that upfield arm and then is able to just turn the corner. Coverage is holding.
Had his hand inside the helmet opening slightly, but I'm glad they didn't call it.
First sack allowed by the Chiefs offense in the last 8.
Delay of game. You don't want to take a delay of game on this punt. You're already backed up. Now they took a delay of game. Townsend said, what the fuck? You see his reaction?
I'm surprised that the Chiefs sent really their right guard, center, left guard, and left tackle all the way.
Alex, I want to go to Vancouver just because Tony Hawk's Underground. If I go to any Canadian city, I'd go to Vancouver.
Townsend gets it away. But the Renfro is back deep. No fair catch from the 28. And he won't go anywhere. 59-yard punt by Tommy Townsend.
11.5 sacks for Max Crosby.
Cameron, you're going to Canada? When, how, and why? I want to go to Canada, but I ain't going to spend the money.
Eat some poutine for me.
Poutine. That shit looks like puke.
It's just fries with gravy and cheese on it.
This poutine I've seen, they do put other stuff in. I guess you have the option to put anything on anything, but most poutine I've seen looks like fucking cat shit. Closest I've been to Canada is New Hampshire. I went to Manchester, New Hampshire to see KISS once. That is still the weirdest place I've ever been for a KISS show.
I have been to the Great Lakes in Michigan.
Oh, yeah. I remember, so in 2010, I saw KISS. I was staying in Connecticut, and when I was up there, I had missed the other dates that were kind of in that area or weren't going to be there, but it's like, oh, they're playing Hershey, Pennsylvania. It's like a 3.5, 4-hour drive, but fuck it, they're playing Hershey. We went to Hershey to see KISS. Came back home, KISS was playing Charlotte. Went to the Charlotte show, and then the following year, KISS did their usual, what they used to do. They'd tour 1 year and play all the big markets, and they'd come back with the Lost Cities tour and play like B and C markets. I was up in Connecticut. Where's Kiss playing? Manchester, New Hampshire. It's like, okay. I didn't even know there was a Manchester in New Hampshire, but all right.
How about the Chiefs defense today?
Yeah, look, they have been playing well. Since coming off the bye, they're averaging 3.3 sacks per game, which is among the best in the NFL, and today they are doing it. Chris Jones has been a terror. The rookie George Karlaftis here and Mike Dana together. You see them just teaming up, making Stidham step up in the pocket and then getting the strip sack. This is exactly what they're going to need in order to get to the Super Bowl. Figuring the teams that they're going to have to go through ultimately to get to where they want to go, they have quarterbacks that Steve Spagnuolo and company are going to want to get on the ground.
The most interesting thing that Chris Jones said to us last night was, I just want our group to peak at the right time. And it felt like he honestly believes they're starting to peak to the level that they expect that is needed for a Super Bowl run.
Raiders possession, first down and
Bootleg. And he's just going to straight run it.
down the Laura.
Not as aggressive with his runs as he was in the first half. He's taking a lot of hits. He trotted out of bounds there.
Certainly, but Frank Clark has been downgraded to out of this game due to a groin injury. We saw him.
Cameron, if you go to Canada, I hope you don't get turned into a human walrus.
He will not return in this game.
That would be a big loss. Get ready for postseason.
You got bit by a spider. It was a brown recluse.
Say about Frank too. He said Frank is a madman out there, but I tell you this, he plays hard. All of these defensive linemen, they chase the quarterback relentlessly. And you need
Raiders
to be full
fans
strength
that bring
considering
in
who
signs
they're
that
gonna
say
face.
fire Josh
Second three.
McDaniels have been asked to
Jacobs caught in the backfield by Willie Gay.
Third down.
We asked him what he saw from Jarrett
Chase
Stidham last
Garbers.
week.
Chase who? Garbers.
At a high level.
He was either going to be a backup quarterback or a NASCAR driver with that name. So
Incredibly. But he was complimentary of the organization.
You did mention that a couple of times.
Just so I can clear that, what Dan is referring to is that he was wearing Landman cologne. They did smell good. They make great. They make great shoes too, by the way. Some of the best sneakers you can find, designer shoes.
What's that go for per ounce?
I don't know. I just know the shoes are about 400 degrees a pair, not for that.
Third down and 3.
get your can of do's and your can of don'ts. Don't go to Nova Scotia. Oh! Thought Waller was going to moss a fella, but it's incomplete. Fourth down. You got to punt from that field position. So this third quarter slog continues. You know what really sucks? I'm at the point in my life where I wish I still loved wrestling because I would love to travel myself and go to like the Barclays Center or New York City or even like LA or Boston or something for like a big wrestling show. But here's a little well-known fact. Professional wrestling fucking sucks in the year 2023, and I'm not going to travel for any of it. So I'm really sad that I'm at the point in my life where I could do those things I wanted to do as a kid, go to a big wrestling show far away, but when your options are fucking AEW and most WWE. Oh.
That's A.J. Cole's first punt of the game.
He's had me too.
And a terrific punt. 63 yards. Spotted at the
I could go to an AEW show and get a free upgrade where they'll put me on the fucking hard camera because they can't fill an arena. I could go to a WWE show and be bored by the time Vince gets back on creative. I wonder how quickly will Vince come back and be on creative and just fuck everything up. That's what I'm wondering. That's why I'm just like, fuck everything about wrestling. Pro wrestling is dead. We really had no idea just how good we had it when we were kids. We really just didn't have a fucking clue how good we had it.
SmackDown versus Raw 2007.
I always thought it would be that good. We just had no fucking clue. I've been listening to the Ruthless Aggression podcast. I got SmackDown Here Comes the Pain on PS2. And I'm just like, fuck. Did not appreciate this when I had it. Loved it when it was going on, but now I'm just like, fuck, take me back. Because this shit blows. Even the good wrestling now is not like it should be. I think I saw 3 wrestling matches this year that made me go, damn, that's good shit. Seth Rollins and Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania. Bianca Belair and Becky Lynch at SummerSlam, and Gunther versus Sheamus at fucking Clash at the Castle. I was like, God damn, that's good shit. That's fucking good. And I'm sure there was like a couple other matches. Okay, I will take current WWE over 2010 WWE. So like, yeah, there was like dips like mid 09 through Summer 2011 was pretty bad. But it's never bounced back. It's like WrestleMania 25 was like the day the shit died for me. I just didn't want to admit it for so long. I kept trying to watch anyway like a dumbass.
What happened in WrestleMania 25 though?
It was just a very mid show.
Oh.
So like Shawn Michaels and The Undertaker had literally one of the greatest matches of all time. Rest of the show, mid as fuck. Just completely fucking mid. I remember being like, man, this is kind of fucking lame. Triple H and Randy Orton was the main event, and that sounds bad, but the build-up was incredible. It was like, man, this is going to be good, and then the match just fucking stunk. They had this big storyline where they want to kill each other, right? So what do they do at WrestleMania? Have a straight wrestling match. Like, I never understood that one. That was a blood feud.
Actually, in the division, 25-4.
Jericho, HBK, Edge, and The Undertaker, those feuds were going on at the same time around 2008. 2008 was a great year. The last really great year. 2016, I had hope. Most of 2016, I was like, I have hope. I love wrestling. Didn't last. 2016 and early 17 really did give me hope. That was the last time I had hope. It's fucking dead. Wrestling is fucking dead. I don't care who does good attendance. Creatively, psychology-wise, it's fucking dead. And pretty soon all the guys I like that are still around will be gone, and then it'll be really, really dead. We won't have AJ Styles and Seth Rollins forever.
Tennessee or Jacksonville. Jaguars still have a path in, even if they lose tonight, as a wild card, which would be interesting. Here's Mahomes. All sorts of
Oh, incomplete. What a play.
That's how he started off. Second play from scrimmage, 66 yards. Watson can't hang on to that one.
This is almost like the first shot that we saw to Watson down the sideline. You're going to get the motion. Watson's going to go to seam, and then you're going to get Tony.
I got another match to add. Seth Rollins versus Roman Reigns from last year's Royal Rumble. Fucking perfect. Loved it.
Hesitation by Patrick. He's got to put more air on it.
Funny how Seth Rollins is in like half of those matches. Where I'm like, damn, that was good. AJ's been like an underused mid-card guy, unfortunately. AJ and Finn had a pretty good match recently. First down, Mahomes. We went from pretending to give a shit about this meaningless game to talking about how we wish wrestling didn't fucking suck. I lasted longer than most before I became cynical. Like I said, 2016, I was like still in there. I love wrestling. When AEW started, oh yay, an alternative. Oh god, this is worse than WWE. It got to be worse. They kicked WWE's ass through the fucking pandemic era. It's just worse now. And that might be about to change if Vince gets back on creative. If Vince gets back on creative, that's the best thing that could happen to AEW. It'll make their shit look good by comparison. When it did used to be better.
Andy Reid's ability to adjust. Early when he was in Philly, it was about having 3 tight ends on the field, and they had so much versatility, and then they had so much wide receiver talent here early on with Patrick. They played with less tight ends. Now, again, because Tyreek Hill's not here, you're playing with all those tight ends on the field, and it just created such a matchup multiplicity for this offense that allows Patrick to...
Hey, WWE, bring back capital punishment.
Ronald Jones breaking free out to the 35. Roger Timo Jr. made the stop. We asked Andy
Can't believe I'm still streaming this game.
Possibility of playing the AFC Championship game at neutral site. He gave us the most Andy Reid answer ever. We could do in the McDonald's parking lot. That man loves his hamburgers.
Absolutely. And I'll tell you this about Patrick.
Oh, ain't it so great how Andy Reid is obviously unhealthy and not going to live a long life? during a week where we had a guy's heart stop in the middle of the field. We're talking about, oh, Andy's fat, loves them cheeseburgers. What the fuck? McKinnon looked like he didn't want to catch that ball. Hey, the Raiders made a stop. Raiders, now is the time. Not that you're playing for anything.
Doing a nice job of trying to disguise their coverages at the snap, rotate late, give Patrick different looks as far as pre-snap and post-snap. Patrick's been a little bit off, a little bit late with some of his throws. Gives the offense another shot.
Townsend gets it away. Renfro drifts back.
You know, I tell you my favorite AEW matches, but they all have CM Punk and or MJF in them. Because CM Punk's the only fucking guy in AEW besides MJF that knows how to have an actual main event wrestling match.
Is that to McAfee? You know, like the
Although Jeff Jarrett's there now. And he's still pretty fucking badass. It dawned on me recently. I was like, holy fuck. Without Punk there, Jeff Jarrett's the best fucking worker in AEW.
It is.
Oh boy, the Raiders get to go 99 yards. The Pat McAfee.
Hunters are people too, as you know.
That's how Levy walked over.
Yes, he's got great lettuce at the back of the helmet.
At least we did walk over here. Okay.
I would be the first to admit I took a car all half mile of it or whatever it was. Final play now of quarter number 3.
All right, the Raiders are at their own 3, down by 18 at the start of the 4th. We're not done yet, folks. We'll see what happens here on this drive. Keep waiting for the Chiefs to just fucking put the dagger in them, but they haven't. Even though they have the game well in hand, they won't put the dagger in them.
It makes me wish all those other ones would have been touchdowns. It'd be like 24-20 right now. Yeah, one-score game at least.
Omega is such a brilliant fucking worker, but I can't get past what a fucking dork he is and how bad he is on the mic. He's just not for me. I'm trying to think of like another good comparison from like the past that wasn't good for me, even though it was like, yeah, he's a great worker, but he's not for me. It's the way some people felt about Bret Hart, because there's a lot of people that felt that way about Bret Hart. Like, oh, I can't deal with Bret. He's fucking boring. He sucks on the mic, blah, blah, blah. That's Omega for me. I'm just like, don't get it. Don't care. I used to like Adam Page till I realized what a fucking pussy he actually is. And I was like, boy, this guy's really not convincing as a pro wrestler. He fucking lost me with that promo where he was like, I'm on the medication and I still show up every day. It's like, you're a fucking pussy. I can't remember. Who was he talking to? It was fucking corny ass promo. I liked him, but he's kind of fucking corny and not believable too. The Bucks, literally never fucking liked them. Always thought they were shit. Like, yeah, these guys fucking suck. Don't get it. Omega, I get. Bucks, no. Don't get. I was like, the Bucks are like the prime example of why Vince McMahon hates tag team wrestling so fucking much. Although I hate Vince for that because I love tag team wrestling. 2 of the 10 best wrestlers in the world right now are on the same tag team. FTR.
Brought to you by Goodyear. And a battle for home field advantage.
Punk has an impressive amount of 5-star matches despite not having any in the Tokyo Dome. That speaks to how good Punk is. Although no matter what Punk does now, you couldn't pay Dave Meltzer to give Punk a fair rating in a match. He'll never let that happen ever again. Not since Punk shit all over his little fucking boys.
Patriots will obviously need the game, and the Bengals were the lone team to oppose.
Every time a story comes out with quotes from people in AEW going, man, it was so great having CM Punk around. He mentored us. He looked out for us. It was so great. Every time a story comes out now, oh, Dave Meltzer reports that nobody wants CM Punk back in the locker room. He's a cancer. It's like, oh, really? Every time a positive story about Punk comes out, within a few days, there's another report of, nah, he's a piece of shit and they all hate him. Get him out of here. Chris Jericho says he'll make sure CM Punk never steps. Fuck you. So the only way Punk won't come back is if he doesn't want to come back.
Again, Andy Reid said, I'm okay with it. We'll play in the parking lot.
Speaking of bad creative, Chris Jericho. Still great in the ring. It's just everything else he does that sucks now. But I still watch his matches. Last match I watched of him was him and Moxley, and it was great. And Moxley has a lot of bad matches now, too. Oh! Thought that was going to be picked. Oh, a good 3 and out. The entire women's division, FTR, the Acclaimed. Who the fuck were the other couple of guys that like vouched for Punk? I know Sting and Samoa Joe and Bryan Danielson all vouched for him. But every time a fucking positive story comes out, all of a sudden, no, he's a piece of shit. It's like, yeah, okay. He's a lot of things, but he's not a fucking liar. That's what I've said all along. I'm like, yeah, Punk's an asshole and a lot of other things, but he is not a fucking liar. That's why I couldn't get over when all that shit started. I was like, damn, what did they do to piss him off so bad? And I'm like, he's not one to fucking be like that publicly anyway. But for him to just come out publicly and trash a fucking bunch of people was really shocking. But he'll be back. I'm sure he'll be back. He's probably fucking chilled out, and whether they like it or not, if they all want to make money, who the fuck else you gonna get? Realistically, I mean, there's people out there that could draw that kind of money, but realistically, who are you gonna get? Cena's not coming over there. Reigns obviously ain't coming over there. They're like the 2 draws left, I'd say. Reigns, I would consider a draw now. I can't think of anybody else. I made the mistake for a while. I didn't realize how shit AEW had gotten because I kind of fell off watching it, but I would watch Punk stuff. And I would watch Punk storylines and Punk's matches and maybe a couple other odd things. I was like, man, this is such good shit right here. I didn't realize that the rest of the show wasn't even fucking half as good from a storytelling psychology standpoint. Watching his stuff during some of those Dynamites was like watching a completely different show for 20 minutes. There were still other things that I love the Acclaimed. I love the Acclaimed. They're fucking great. They should be in WWE as long as Vince is not on creative. But if Vince is on creative, don't go. If Vince is on creative, do not go. Women's wrestling in AEW got way better. It was a weak spot for a while, but now it's actually pretty fucking good. Their women's division certainly buries SmackDowns.
Playing as good as any quarterback in the NFL.
No, I want to watch Ronda Rousey.
Doug Peterson. Jaguars and Titans coming up. Winner is the AFC South.
If you pull out some of Trevor Lawrence's best throws this year, you can stack them up against any quarterback in the NFL. I mean, some absolute.
Score a touchdown on this drive so I can take a break.
And it's the mental approach. He just looks so confident right now.
Yeah, if they get a field goal, I'm probably out of here till the Titans-Jaguars game. Oh, avoids the sack. Finds Kelsey. What a shock.
Kelsey on the receiving end of midfield. Merrick brought him down. Today's fantastic play is brought to you by SeatGeek. And you knew Patrick Mahomes would have
SeatGeek, where you can still pay way too much for tickets, but it's slightly better than what you probably pay anywhere else.
Gets outside, never panics with the football. I think that's his greatest attribute. Everyone talks about these crazy arm angles. I think Patrick, and how slow the game is for him, is his greatest superpower, and you see it right there on the first touchdown.
Buckeyes on the clock here. Pacheco, the ball carrier, and he's in the Raiders' territory. Sidney Jones brought him down after a pickup of 8 yards. You know, the Raiders don't get blown out, guys. Only 1 week, week 8 at New Orleans, is their only loss by double digits. And conversely, Kansas City, they win close games. They haven't blown out a lot of people.
Don't worry, Raiders. Next year, you'll probably win 12 games with Tom Brady. You'll double your win total.
Especially in recent weeks. They haven't played their best football.
Here's Mahomes, patient. He does make it look easy. Valdez Scantling on the receiving
Flag.
Right, they were in trouble against the Texans. They were in trouble against the Broncos.
The quarterback was in the pocket. Legal contact on a defense number 31. That penalty's declined. First down.
They lost to the Colts.
I think part of the reason why that they've been in these close games is for a team that is so good and likely.
What's even worse is the Raiders lost to the Colts when Jeff Saturday took over. What happened to all those people that were bashing the Jeff Saturday hire? Y'all don't understand football. Jeff Saturday's a great man. I'm sitting there going, he might be a great man. I love Jeff Saturday, but he ain't a head coach. Uh-oh. First and goal. We're really close to this stream being over. We're about 7 yards away. Oh, they marked him out at the 2. Goddamn. That was 5 yards off.
Just look at the blocks here. Look at the blocks of the interior 3 and how they are able to get a hat on a hat. Look at how Creed Humphrey climbs to the second level. Joe Tooney with the cutoff. Get Ray Smith. Great block at the point of attack. And then Pacheco. You see that quick, active typewriter feet. And remember now, this young man has 4.37 speed, so once he gets out in the open space, he can go. He's one of Brett Veach's best finds as a GM and as a scout. Because this guy played behind a terrible offensive line at Rutgers.
And everybody's open. Throw it away. Damn, he got open at the very last second.
Listen, when you put the big boys, but it's like an unwritten rule. There he is at tailback. Man, I love that. When you put the big fella in, you have to force him the football if you're Patrick. And good throw away.
He's like, just put it up. Let me go up. Let me high point it.
Let me make a play, coach. Look at him.
Saunders is the guy who did all those backflips on that video that went viral prior to the 2019 draft. 6 foot 324. Guy can do backflips. Why not? Second and goal. Play action.
Oh, they maddened his ass down at the 1. Oh, he's at the 1. Inside the 1, actually. 3rd and goal.
Whoever was responsible for red zone game playing from a defensive perspective when you play the Chiefs, it has to have you pulling your hair out.
Get in. It's a great catch by Kelsey. Great tackle by Harmon. Yeah.
But down short of the goal line.
Good spot. I mean, just think of all the things all the unscouted looks you're going to get against this team. You run through a myriad of plays, search through tape all year long, and they're going to show you something you have not seen.
Motion McKinnon. Pacheco's in there as well. And they give it to Pacheco.
Touchdown. Yay. Congratulations on your bye week you probably wouldn't have gotten.
And the rookie, that's
And a championship game in the neutral site.
See you in Cleveland. I bet it'll be Pittsburgh. They want it to be outdoors for some reason. I don't know why they're insisting on it being outdoors. Indianapolis or Detroit would make a lot of sense.
Multiple times the creativity, not only in their pass game, but it's certainly in their run game as well.
Isaiah Pacheco was the second to last running back drafted this year.
And on that 31-6 bombshell, we're going to stop this stream and take a break and come back for the Titans and the Jags around 8:15. So I got a nice little hour and a half break. So I'll see y'all later. Don't know why I bothered streaming this one, but I was hopeful that it'd be good. Spoiler alert.